Right, we are live. Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back to the Kiwi Lads channel. We are here for the first of two semi-final matches of the Carling Currie Cup. This one is going to be between the Blue Bulls and also the Western Province. Two sides that it was interesting. The Western Province were actually the team that were the last to qualify in the first kind of stages of the Carling Currie Cup, and then also the Bulls were the side who were top of the table. I will show the table for you guys for those of you who don't know how these sides were finishing. So pretty much the Pumas, they only just missed out by the 1 point, and that 1 point was the difference when the Western Province were able to get that win in the final round over the Sharks, who were sitting in second. So the Blue Bulls sitting on 49 points after the end of this stage of the competition, and the Western Province sitting on 35. But the Western Province, they look like a side who are starting to find a little bit of form. So perhaps it could be their moment to really cause an upset and be able to beat this Blue Bulls side. But I hope you are all doing well. Hope you are all excited for this game. It is currently sitting 4:42 a.m. New Zealand time, hence why my brain's all over the place. But I am very excited for this matchup. And yeah, hopefully it will be a very good one. We have got MH Choi and also Katie Dixon in the chat using that George emoji, I should say. We have got greens from Malaysia, 40 minutes past midnight, and it's 27 degrees Celsius. Feels like 31 degrees hot and humid, says MH Choi. Tell you what, that's a bit warm. We are currently sitting a total of 3 degrees Celsius here in New Zealand, so it's not exactly a hot one at this stage. I got the fire going, and hopefully will keep us warm enough throughout this whole live stream, because the match is only going to be starting in around 18 minutes time. It's going to be a 7 p.m. kickoff in South Africa, and also it will be a 5 a.m. kickoff here in New Zealand. So for anyone who does just want to listen to the commentary, the perfect time to skip to would be sitting around the 20 minutes through this live stream after it has gone live. We have got Hey Hamish, how you do? And hey all as well with the George emoji. I absolutely love that emoji as well. I love this George emoji so much, says Katie Dixon. I'm doing well, though. I decided to have a little sleep before this live stream, but we're only talking a couple hours, so I probably am still a little bit half awake, half asleep. I guess that's the same thing in some regards, but yeah, should be a very entertaining match that we have got ourselves. Morning, Hamish. How are you, mate? Here, all cool, no worries as well, and going for the Bulls by 7 for the prediction from Birdie V. And also we have got, hey, mate, how do you do? And we have also got there, I love the Sharks, says it is Francis Jacobs. So at this stage, the Sharks are going to be playing tomorrow up against the Currie Cup, so that should be a very entertaining game as well. That's going to be a 3 a.m. kickoff New Zealand time, but I'm going to be up for it once again for that one. And we have got there, hi Hamish, go Bulls, as well, says Piet. And also we have got, hey Matt, how do you do? With the Kieran and the ball in the chat from Katie Dixon. If anyone does want access to those exclusive emojis, it is through the link in the pinned comment. You can become a channel member for $5 New Zealand a month. I just see MH Joy's comment there. Don't you ever sleep, Kiwi Lads? I slept for a couple hours before the start of this one, but other than that, I'll probably do my sleeping in between this live stream, and then we will be starting another Currie Cup live stream tomorrow night. And then we've got the top 14 coming around the corner for this channel as well. We have got plenty of rugby action that is going to be coming. I've been sleeping during the day just to try and squeeze in some time. But yeah, at this stage, we'll show you guys the starting lineup and reserves for both of these sides. First of all, I've ended up very small. There we go. That's a little bit better for the Blue Bulls. They have gone with a very strong lineup once again. Marcel Kurtzer is back in that number 6 jersey. He is going to be captaining this side, but this back line was working decently in the last match up against the Cheetahs, but it was a very close one. The Cheetahs were playing phenomenally as well. The Blue Bulls lately, they have had a couple close matches, but then this is semi-final, so this is completely different to what these other matches of the Carling Currie Cup have been so far. Go Bulls in the chat from Katie Dixon. And also we have got there, all good here, no worries. And also go Bulls as well, says Francis. So he is going for the Bulls versus Sharks final, what we got to see last year for the Currie Cup as well. And you should get a Red Bull as a sponsor. I mean, if Bowden Barrett can do it, he's probably got a few more accolades than myself, but maybe one day we will be able to get ourselves a sponsor of some sort of energy drink to keep us awake in the middle of the night. But looking at those two wingers, Madosh Tambwe and also Cornell Hendricks, I feel like that's going to be an exciting pairing to get to watch throughout this matchup because of the fact that they just both have pace. Madosh Tambwe makes it look easy to score tries out on that left wing side. And then you've got, tell you what, they've got a couple big forwards as well. Heinrich Lowe and also Arnold Borta will be two men to look out for in this game as well. Looking at the lineup of the Western Province now, we have got a strong side that they have decided to go with as well. Their captain, Ernest van Rijn, going to be sitting in that number 4 jersey. Also, Diamani's been looking dangerous the last couple of matches for the Western Province. Paul DeVet and Tim Swill, good combo there. Dan Duplessis scoring 2 tries in his last matchup. Edward van der Merwe running 100 and something meters last week, meters carried, was able to score himself a try as well. Sergio Peterson, Rohan now. It's an exciting lineup for both of these sides, and I Can't predict who I think is going to be winning this one yet. I think it's going to be close, but I think maybe because of that experience factor and the fact that the Bulls have been in so many finals, I think I am going to be giving it just a little bit of an edge to them. But the Western Province beat the Sharks by quite a few points last week, and they can well and truly possibly, if they can get some form going early on in this match, they could do it again. We have got there as well. I think the Griquas will beat the Sharks tomorrow by 3 as well, so a close game in that regard, and go Western, give the Bulls a good contest, says MH. Yeah, hopefully it isn't a runaway. Hopefully we do get to see a game going down to the wire here. Currie Cup Semi Finals, here we bloody go as well from Sebastian. A wonderful day/night to everyone, and hopefully this game lives up to the expectations. I'm hoping so too, because it is currently 4:45 in the morning in New Zealand, so I'm hoping, since I have got up for this game, it is going to be a very good one. I will show you guys the benches while we are at it as well. Both sides got some very good players, the likes of Nabakaba off the bench for the Western Province, Masimla, also Rikas Pretorius, and it will also be Tian Lates, who will be in that number 23 jersey. Then Chris Smith, his territory game late in a game. He has been learning a little bit from Mornay Stain, that is for sure. That's almost all rhyming, but he is going to be one to watch out for, Chris Smith. When the Bulls have a lead in the later stages of the game, he is who you want to just keep on kicking the ball downfield just that little bit further, give you that territory and help you out. We have got Fortnite Cat has said hi, welcome into the live stream, mate. And also hi everyone, how are we doing, people? From Jan Fenter, and yes, Bertie Griquas in excellent form, says MH. Sure, yeah, they're playing well, the Griquas, and they have been able to push their way all the way to the semi-final position. And I'm excited. I know that one team that unfortunately hasn't really ended up in the situation that a lot of people thought that they would, and that is the Lions, unfortunately ending in the lowest stage of the table. We will show the table once again for you guys who haven't seen it already. The Golden Lions sitting on 24 points at this stage, less than half of what the Blue Bulls were able to get themselves to in the end of this competition. And also we have got in the chat, hopefully Bulls win so Sharks can take the Currie Cup as well, says Jermaine. I think that is the rivalry that everyone wants to see in the final as well. It is the fact that last year was the Bulls versus the Sharks, and the Bulls were able to get the win, if I'm not wrong. Or was it actually the Sharks? Maybe the Sharks. No, I think it was the Bulls who were able to win it, so the Sharks would love to get that one back if that is possible. And we will quickly, as well, while we are at it, we will look at last week's fixtures. First game, Griquas versus the Pumas. It was 13-all. Very close game between those two sides. Even closer almost. You could say that Blue Bulls versus Free State Cheetahs with the amount of tries that were being scored all over the place. But the Bulls just able to edge it in the end, which was exactly what they needed to do. And then the Western Province with that huge win. They needed a bonus point win, and that is exactly what they got. And because of it, they were rewarded with a spot in the semi-final. Unfortunately, it did mean that the Pumas were missing out. And it does mean now that the game tomorrow is going to be the Sharks taking on the Griquas, and this game is going to be the Blue Bulls taking on the Western Province. I've got a whole heap of stats. I was looking for stats all day, every day throughout yesterday, and we have got another one here. If you want to know exactly how the Blue Bulls got to this situation, and a big fixture to look at is that first one. Of course, it was very early on in the competition. The first round, the Western Province were able to beat the Blue Bulls by 24 points, and that is a huge margin, but I think it is because of the fact that maybe the Blue Bulls just didn't quite have, or for one, they didn't have the Springbok players, but also they just hadn't quite found a little bit of form. And since then, they've kind of just kept on extending leads. We had 3 games cancelled in a row for the Blue Bulls there. Then also looking through, they had a good win over the Lions, but the next time these two sides played, it was going in the favour of the Blue Bulls. As you can see, 34 points to the 13. Big win over the Griquas as well with a 56-33. And we have got Hi all from South Africa as well. Says, is it Desire? Hopefully I've said that correctly. Do let me know if I have got that wrong. But welcome into the live stream. Thank you very much for tuning in. Anyone who is new, be sure to hit that subscribe button. We are going to be covering not just this match, but also the match tomorrow between the Griquas and the Sharks, and then the final the week after, as well as Rugby Championship with the Springboks playing Australia and only next week. Next week, that's close. So I'm excited for that one as well. And as we can see here, a couple close games for the Bulls in the last couple of rounds. And this game here, as you can see, 5 a.m. New Zealand time is when it's going to be kicking off, and I am very excited for it indeed. We have what's got there. Shots fired already, got to love it as well. Sets up passion, and also easy game for the Western Province with 15 points. Western Province and Griquas in the final, says Johannes. That would be kind of a pretty awesome final in a way because of the fact that they're both the underdogs in these two games. So if that was the case, it would be something we haven't seen before in the Currie Cup in a little while. We have what's got there. Hi from Frankfurt Airport. Airport, not airport. Airport, waiting for a flight home. As well, says Steve, whereabouts are you flying to, mate? Do let me know. And our airport's busy at the moment, because I know here in New Zealand, we've just gone to our level 3 lockdown, so we don't seem to have as many people kind of out and about as possibly expected, but everyone was going to KFC, McDonald's, all of those ones that everyone was missing out on for the last few weeks. Rugby for days, yellow, there is indeed. And also we have got, definitely can't wait for the All Blacks and Aussies rematch. Yeah, that's going to be tomorrow. And that's getting very close as well. I'm excited for that one. We're going to be covering that one on the channel. And it is going to be the third Bledisloe Cup Test match. And also will be the Rugby Championship second match for both of those sides. But looking through the Western Provinces fixtures that they have had so far in this competition, every side has the 13 games, or the 12 games, I believe it is actually. But some of these games were cancelled. Unfortunately, it was just one of those ones that when there are cases, they have to try and shut them down as quickly as possible, which is why the Sharks actually missed about 5 games in a row or something around there. They had to miss a lot of them, which wouldn't have been ideal for them. They would have absolutely loved to be out there running around playing these fixtures, but just didn't quite get the chance to. But they still finished second overall. Perhaps they could have ended up with the home final if they did end up keeping on going and ending up in the situation that they were trying to get into of finishing top. That was almost a sentence. My brain's almost waking up, I think, which is absolutely great news. We have got their mate from Panama as well, says Steve. And also we have got their Carling Currie Cup is so interesting. The teams are skillful and most equally matched. And that's the thing. Any game in this competition is unpredictable. We think we know who is going to be winning it, and then they just end up having a close game, like these games that we've seen recently with the likes of the Western Province winning their game over the Sharks. No one expected that because of the fact that it just didn't end up kind of crossing people's mind, other than, of course, if you're supporting the Western Province, who I had a lot of people in my chat were saying they are winning this game, and they did. And because of it, it does mean that they are going to be in this final. And one last time, we are going to be looking at where these teams were finishing. The Blue Bulls sitting in first, so it is going to be first that way. This team here, the Blues, or the Blue Bulls, I should say, are going to be taking on the Western Province, who just snuck in to that top 4 and knocked the Pumas back down to 5th, which means that they are going to be missing out. I always struggle with the arrow. Unfortunately, can't quite work out what way it's going. We have got there. Hello and good luck, mate. Hopefully this whole pandemic fiasco doesn't mess up your schedule as well. And Cooper is out and Colby in for the Wallabies as well, says MH Joy. I did see that Cheslin Colby has now become the most expensive signing, I believe, in rugby because of his signing to Toulon rather than Toulouse, who he was signed with for the last season. And it's going to be interesting to see what he can do in that game, possibly coming up after the Rugby Championship. Hopefully he gets a few games under his belt. You're right, Sebastian, been going 30 hours. As well, says Stephen. Also, we have got another Panamanian. I didn't actually know it was Panamanian is the pronunciation of that one. And we have got there. Do you think the Bulls are buying success or are just making smart signings? I mean, they've got a stacked side, as you can see in this situation, although that is missing quite a few of their Springbok players as well. But I think it's a tough one. I don't really know the financial situations behind each of these teams. I know that the Western Province, they had quite a few good players, or actually it was the Stormers, I believe, but they lost quite a few players to other sides due to just ending up not paying them as much or something along those lines. I think they didn't have as much of a salary cap as some of those other sides that they were up against. If the Sharks get the 4 points, they miss all games. They won't be in the semi and at 0 points as well, says Johannes. And also we have got definitely smart signings. Bismarck has gained a ton of knowledge as well, says Jermaine. So it's going to be exciting to see what they can do in the United Rugby Championship. It is coming up just around the corner as well, because of the fact we're going to get to see that first round. Munster taking on, it will be Munster versus the Bulls, and also Leinster taking on the Sharks in that first round, or vice versa. I might have that round the wrong way. I got the jersey, then loyalty, as well, says Ernest. And also definitely smart signings from Jermaine. But at this stage, if you haven't already, be sure to leave a like. Also, subscribe to the channel if you are new. We are going to be covering the rest of the Currie Cup as it is happening. And at this stage, we are only 5 minutes away from this game kicking off. I'm excited, and I hope you guys are too. I always end up saying excited when it's the middle of the night. For some reason, that is my word of the day, excited. And also, probably, I had an apple on the last live stream. It woke me up, but I've decided this live stream, I don't think we're going to end up with an apple, because I am going to be going straight back to bed after this matchup, seeing as it is currently 5 a.m. here in New Zealand. So I'm just getting up my game, and we are seeing, they're just showing a few highlights of the Bunnings NPC, a competition here in New Zealand that has been delayed for the past kind of 3 or so weeks. So hopefully it is back very soon. But as you can see, Bulls versus Western Province, the first of 2 semi-finals. The second one is going to be tomorrow at 5 p.m. South African time, and that is going to be the matchup between, it will be the Griquas and also the Sharks. This is tough, but I'll give it to the Western Province based on their performance last week against the Sharks. They perform well under pressure as well, says Sebastian, and rugby should excite everyone as well, says Katie Dixon, with all the emojis in there as well, including the Kieran and the Bumfa. Perhaps there'll be a few big hits in this match between these two sides. So these two physical four-packs, and I think it will be no different in that game tomorrow between the Sharks and the Griquas. The likes of Buthelezi, he's been playing phenomenally. Him and Nohamba in that first matchup for the Sharks were actually doing very nicely. But then the Western Province, they just took it away in the end. Daniel Duplessis in the midfield playing very good rugby. And because of it, it did help lead his side to the victory that they needed to get through. And that's the thing, they either needed to win it with a bonus point or they needed to win it by 24 points. So in the end, the bonus point was the more likely almost of the two, and they managed to do it. And not just that, they managed to get one more as well. We haven't got there. Everyone or someone get Flash Score admins on the phone and make sure they're awake and clocked in, please, as well, says Katie Dixon. Of course, last time we ended up in a situation of the scoreboard kind of went all over the place. So what I am going to do is I'm going to make a backup scoreboard just in case, so that we don't end up in that situation like we had the other day, because pretty much anyone who doesn't know the Flash Score, it's good because of the fact that I don't have to type it all in, but it's got the downfalls of the fact that sometimes they just put in random numbers. Like there was a conversion and they decided to give them 6 points rather than the 3 in the end. So, they have their ways, but hopefully it does end up in the situation of running smoothly. I've got there, quick one. Which stadium is the semi being played as well? Says Jermaine, it is going to be at Loftus for this match. So it is going to be a home crowd for the Bulls, but not really home crowd because of the fact that we can't really have a crowd at this stage. But it is going to be at Loftus for this match, which will give the Bulls that little bit of an advantage there. And is Box playing this weekend? Not this weekend, but next weekend. They are going to be taking on the Wallabies. So that should be a very exciting game. While I am at it as well, I will get myself my phone while we have got a couple more minutes until this match gets underway. I will get you guys exactly what time in South Africa the game is going to be kicking off, because I know that the times, they're a little bit different. I believe it's a Sunday game rather than being a Saturday game like a lot of these other international fixtures that we have seen. Last time the scoreboard kept counting even though the game had ended as well. Yeah, sometimes they just end up going for it at Flash Score. They just end up keeping on, ticking over the points, ticking over the scoreboard, even though the match is already finished. They just go, you know what, we'll just make it a 90-minute game this week. We have got their home for that as well, says Steve, and also Holy Ground, says Ernest, and we trust Flash Score. Backup scoreboard is ready as well, and thanks to shout out from Israel as well. Welcome in to the live stream. What time is it there at the moment? Marthinus, hopefully I've pronounced that correctly. Do let me know if I have got that wrong though, and I will try my best to get it right there. But looking at the fixtures, it is going to be, actually it's not too bad. It's going to be a 9:05 p.m. No, that's the wrong game. It's going to be a 12:05 p.m. game on next Sunday for you guys who are in South Africa for the game between Australia and South Africa. And if you're keen for a bit of rugby beforehand, we have got the All Blacks taking on Argentina. That's going to be a 9:05 a.m. kickoff in South Africa on Sunday. And that in New Zealand time is 7:05 p.m. and also 10:05 p.m. And then the week after, you're going to be a little bit earlier on, and it is going to be the game at 9:05 a.m. once again. So that seems to be the common time that you will possibly end up getting a little bit used to for this rugby championship running. It is going to be in Brisbane as well, a place where the Wallabies have a very good record. They haven't lost at Suncorp since about 2016, but I may know a team who might be able to change that, and that is the Box. They are in form at the moment, and they are a very good team to watch when you see how strong they are in defence. Thanks, Hamish, says Steve. No worries, mate. And also we have got there, we are an hour in the future here as well, says Marthinus. An hour in the future. So are you guys sitting at, it must be 6 a.m. 6 a.m. there? Do let me know. Wait, 6 a.m. is very early, isn't it? So maybe it's not. We'll have to wait and see. Raising a glass of blood to all the vampires who are staying up late to watch this game. Probably one of them. I am very pale. Actually, believe it or not, ladies and gentlemen, I went out in the sun today. It was actually a sunny day. I couldn't sleep because it was quite hot during the day because of the late night live stream that we had done the day before. But I decided that I would end up staying up for it. And at this stage, they are actually making their way out onto the field at Loftus by the looks of it. I've still got highlights of a game of rugby. There we go. Marcel Kutz out on the field. We're getting very close to kickoff now. Now it is getting serious, ladies and gentlemen. We are here for the semi-final. I was trying to work out where exactly it was. I was still having Bunnings NBC highlights, so I was a little bit confused, which is the New Zealand provincial competition. This is about to start. The referee in charge, AJ Jacobs, for this one. Hopefully he has a good game. Hopefully the refereeing, we don't need to get too involved in this one. And it is going to be just an all-out pacey game. We have got the Western Province 19, Bulls 12 as well, says Eddie. And it's 8 p.m, says Marthinus. And also 7 p.m. in Germany, says Steve. And definitely Box, says Jermaine. And the sun still shines. And Hamish went out in the sun and survived. Daywalker confirmed. And it is currently 7 p.m. in South Africa. Should be kicking off around now, says Jermaine. They are indeed. and it is going to be the Bulls who will be kicking off to the Western Province in this match. We are at Loftus. We are ready to go, and it will be Hussein getting us underway for this exciting matchup between the Bulls and the Western Province. It is the semi-final on the line. The winner will take on either the Sharks or the Griquas next week, but Hussein has kicked us underway, and now the match is going to be starting. It's going to be taken nicely straight away off kickoff here. I'm going to make sure that I've got my lineups up so we are ready to go, to make sure I'm saying the right name. But Paul DeVet at the back of this ruck at the moment, 25 metres out from his own line, looking like he's trying to kick, but a little bit of a nuisance of himself being made by Steenkamp there in the breakdown, trying to put him off a little bit. Going to be chase start. It's taken beautifully by David Creel on the halfway line, and the Bulls have got possession, but straight on the ball. It's going to be a penalty, unfortunately, against the Western Province there. The player just leaving his feet a little bit early. I believe it was actually the tackler who wasn't quite able to roll away. No, they've called it off feet against the man in the number 6 jersey, which in this one is Dion Forey, I should say. And we have got there as well a hi from Sherry. Welcome into the live stream, and also my family appreciates the sentiment as well, says Sebastian, and Katie Tops, says Steve, and also cheers from Katie Dixon. But that was very nicely taken in the end by David Krill. I'm excited. I feel like some of these South African names aren't quite going to roll off the tongue, although I did learn from the last live stream. In Afrikaans, it is Jou lekker ding, I believe, if I'm not wrong, which means you good thing, I think, if I'm not wrong. But now they are going to be going for this kick. It's going to be about 50 metres out on the angle, but the Bulls want to get some points on the board nice and early in this one. Of course, we may see a different style of rugby from both of these sides. This is finals rugby, which can change the dynamic of how you decide to play a game. But 83% kicking so far for Johan Hussein in his career, and 82% this season. Pretty solid with the boot off the tee. Has kicked it, and it's got the distance, it's got the accuracy, and now it does mean that a score in this one is going to be Western Province sitting on the 3 points, and the Bulls sitting on 3 points, I should say. And at this stage now, I will just make sure that this is all going to be running smoothly. There we go. Hopefully, it will update the scoreboard. There we go. We are good. And at this stage, 3-0 to the Bulls after only 2 minutes. Great start to the match for them to get those early points. At Tim Swell now kicking off this one for the Western Province. Oh, and they haven't quite lined up that one, but it has been taken very nicely by Mapo in the number 13 jersey for the Bulls. Zach Berger just asking the question about whether or not it was inside or outside of the 22. It has been called inside. So it looks like he is going to be kicking this one for touch or firing it back to Hussein, who will be doing it. No, it's Zach Berger. Instead, is going to be kicking this one close to the touchline here. Sergio Peterson jumps into touch, which does now mean that it is going to be almost taken quickly by the man, but he decides against it. He is at 15 for this match so far. We have got the Billy emoji, the Kieran emoji, the ball emoji from also Sebastian has got the George emoji in there. I absolutely love that emoji. And the ball says Jan Fenta as well. And do let me know who you guys think is going to be winning this match, and also who you think is going to be scoring the first try of this match, the player that is. I'm going to say Edwell van der Merwe. It's going to be taken nicely by Diamani on the halfway line, though. Trying to rip it away was the captain, Marcel Kutzer, but not quite able to go on short side. Tim Swill inside ball now gives it to Sunday in the starting lineup for this match. Was off the bench in the last one. Hussein just trying to make a nuisance of himself with the breakdown as well, and it's working. Was a little bit loose for them, but now it's going to be Edwell van der Merwe trying to step a runner straight at two big forwards, Steenkamp, and also it would have been, I believe it was Heinrich Lowe, going to be fired back to Swill, puts the ball high. Ruan now trying to chase this one. Madosh Tambai takes it nicely. David Creel now trying to open up the space 40 metres out from his own line. He has been dragged down though, and at this stage, Zach Berger possibly going to be looking for a high boot once again. Look, short side, thought about going for a little bit of a different tactic there, but instead is going to be kicking this one high. Zach Berger just rolling it backwards. Has been told to use it. He's going to be firing it high, and they have got a lot of quick players who can chase these balls, and that looks like it's exactly what they're going to be doing, although Mapo has gone down, unfortunately, for him. He's going to get the penalty for his side as well, and it was, unfortunately, that situation of just getting cut off when he was trying to chase the ball there. Mapo, I did say that they were pretty quick, but he ended up falling over, so he wasn't too quick at that stage, but he did get the penalty for us. So we have got, hey, Amish, how's things been going? As well, says, and they've been going well. There's a lot of rugby starting up very soon, so that is why I am extremely excited for not just this match, but everything that is going to be happening. We've got the All Blacks this weekend, and also we have got another game, the semi-final, the Sharks versus the Griquas. We have got the Bulls logo from Yako, and also we have got thanks in Afrikaans is by a donkey, as well, says Rian, and also we have got the Go Bulls as well. And I'm a big Stormers fan, but I've always be and will always be a Western Province couch is not a par or on par with the Bulls. Oh, that's the coach. Never mind. I've worked it out now. The coach is not on the same level. Although in that game up against the Sharks, Western Province did very nicely. Oh, he was taken out very awkwardly there, Rohan Nokia. But now the Bulls have got this ball only 15 metres out, decided to kick for the corner rather than taking on the three, just a little bit out of the distance of Horson. Zach Berger sells the dummy. Beautiful offload, Nokia. Going to be only a couple metres short, and the Bulls once again going to be on hot attack. Horson with the wide cutout pass. It's found the hands. And Cornell Hendricks scores the first try of the match. Did anyone predict it? I think Creel to score the first try. We have got in the chat from Katie, let's go Bulls as well, says Bertie V. And also we have got Hamish, what's up, brother? Says Achilles, welcome in to the live stream, mate. What a try to start this match off for the Bulls. And it's Cornell Hendricks who does so, I should say. 8th Carling Currie Cup try. And the Bulls have started this match exactly how they would have liked to. They got the early 3. Beautiful wide pass from Johan Husson. He is in form in the number 10 jersey. And Cornell Hendricks just had to run it straight, put it down. And that is going to be the first try and possibly, definitely not the last for the Bulls in this one. I always predict Cornell to score first. This time I was right as well, says Achilles. And also we have got there go Bulls from Gareth and also get in Bulls, says Bertie V. And yes, Bulls, says Piet as well. And morning Hamish, Katie Dixon, howdy friend as well, says David Dale. Welcome into the live stream, mate. Johan Olsen has managed to convert that. So now the score is going to be 10-0 to the Bulls. What a start to this match. They have started this one quick. Cornell Hendricks, he's really looking a little bit puffed, but I believe that would be well and truly because of the fact that was a beautiful wide ball from Johan Husson, trying to make it a little bit easier for his kicker as well, and it did work because now it is going to be 10-0. I wanted to say Cornell Hendricks, but I hesitated. As well, says Christopher. He is definitely a good player to predict. Tell you what, we will try it again. We also, if anyone can get it, who is scoring the next try of this match? I'm still going Edward Funamura. I feel like they need to fight back either Western Province. It's taken very nicely by Mapo. Once again, off kickoff, looks for the offload. It's a loose ball, and now it is going to be in the hands of Western Province. So a little mistake off kickoff there leads to the opportunity for the Western Province. And that is interesting because of the fact that it's kind of a reverse of what happened a couple of weeks ago for the Western Province. They had 2 mistakes off kickoff, and both led to the tries. Zach Berger has actually won the penalty for his side there. He managed to get the hands on the ball. I thought that perhaps he was almost going to get a penalty against him because of the fact that he did end up kind of falling over the ruck. But I believe it was Zach Berger in the end who was just able to get those hands on the ball for long enough, and the referee gives the penalty. We have got there. Hope you are well, as well, says 11JC, right back at you, mate. Hopefully you are excited for this game. And we have got the ball emojis from Katie Dixon as well. And good by the US and the NZ. That's the thing. The USA and Canada are playing in about 3.5 hours. And unfortunately, they have decided not to show that game in New Zealand. I was going to be watching it. I was going to be live streaming for that game. But yeah, unfortunately, they decided that they didn't want to show it. Sadly, Bulls a good go. Bulls as well. Next try, Edwell for Namurva as well from Gilly. So we are on the same page there. And at this stage now, the Bulls are going to have the line out. Are currently sitting 45 metres. Going to be taken nicely. Zach Berger gives it back to Horson now. It's going to be Mapo just trying to run over the top of Dan Duplessis. That would have been a very scary sight for that man. And now the Bulls just shunting off Skara Unterbenny as well. Short side, Horson once again gives it out to Cornell Hendricks with the step. Beautiful inside ball with the offload. David Krill gives it now to Zach Berger, getting close, and Horson scoring again. This is a masterclass from the Bulls early on in this match, and they have scored again. 8 minutes in. Tell you what, the Western Province, they are going to need a comeback, and they're going to need it soon, because or else there is a chance that the Bulls will be able to get the biggest winning margin perhaps in this competition so far. The most points, I should mention as well, because it was 56 for them, but then I think in the end the Sharks had it 55, so they will be trying to beat that one. And we have got Bulls are good. Go Bulls as well, says Young Fender. I like the Bulls, one of my favourite South African teams, and I hope another team win the Currie Cup. As well as says 11J said maybe Sharks, but that was another Husson cut out passes today is working phenomenally for the man. Beautiful inside ball from David Krill. It was a little bit risky with the offload. Did end up looping over the Western Province players. Then from there, Zach Berger gave it to Husson, and he was able to finish the job once again for the Bulls, and that is a second try already. Damn, this looks like a walkaway, says Jermaine. Yeah, it's already looking like it could be a very one-sided affair between these two sides. Hopefully, the Western Province can fire back in a very short moment, but at this stage, Wilson going to be lining up his 3rd kick of the day already. We have got it's got Bulls are hungry as well, says Achilles, and also we have got Hamish. You're going to start making some gameplay thoughts right. Gameplay thoughts right. As well, says Achilles. Are we talking like Rugby Challenger? Or are we talking this game? Achilles, do let me know at this stage. I will be showing stats at halftime if that is something you are talking about. We have got that kick going over once again, and at this stage, 9.5 minutes gone, and it is 17-0 to the Bulls at this stage. What a start to the match, that is for sure. Keep the foot on the gas, Bulls as well, says Pierre. Yeah, if they play well for the next 20 minutes, score 1 or 2 more tries, they could have this game won before we're even anywhere near the end of this match. But Hussein, he's trying to work his way towards that man of the match. We are only 9 minutes in, but if he keeps on playing like he has early on, there is certainly a chance that the Bulls, once again, 25 metres out from their own line, going to have the ball. And by the looks of it, Zach Berger looks like he is going to be firing this one back, perhaps. Looking for the kicking option once again, and it will be chased very hard by Cornell Hendricks. Trying to get after it, going to be claimed by Sergio Peterson, looking for the step, and he has kind of found a bit of a gap now. Sergio Peterson on the halfway line, but he's going to be isolated by Nokia and Stenkamp. Now going back across the captain, Ernest van Raan, and the captain of the side that is 17 points down, so he needs to make sure that he can fire up the troops here soon. Cool little kick behind from Sergio Peterson. It's going to be sitting up as well, but it's set up for Cornell Hendricks. Goes back to Hussein. Offload once again. That man can't do anything wrong at this stage. Johan Hussein in the number 10 jersey now. Zach Berger passes it back across. It's going to be Kutze trying to drive through the tackles of the Stormers, or the Western Province players, I should say. Zach Berger fires it back, and Hussein going for the cross kick opportunity. Looking for Madosh Tumbai out on the wing. He's taken it as well. What a ball on the inside, but it's going to find the hands of Sergio Peterson. And now they have got the ball back to Western Province, 40 metres out from their own line. This game is being played at an insanely fast pace at the moment. Going back to Tim Swill. Gives it now to Sergio Peterson. Good tackle there on the man on the number 5 jersey, Johan de Toy. And they have still got this one. Paul de Vet now. Gives it back to Tennyson, sorry. Almost ended up falling the wrong way. They have still got this ball, though, the Western Province, and they need to make sure that they don't give it up for the next few phases. Sergio Peterson gives it out now to the hands of the man in the number 13 jersey, who is currently Johan de Jong. I believe it's de Jong. I always pronounce that one weird, and I have to look down at my sheet just to make sure. And it's going to be a penalty now. And it was the player not rolling away. And Paul de Vet's actually going to take the step quickly. And he's found a bit of space linking up on the outside. It's going to be de Jong. Gives it to Edward van der Merwe. Going for the corner. Going for the spectacular dive. And the Western Province now have scored the try. And we have got Hamish, you need to visit South Africa. Are you growing a following here as well, says Dr. Jack. That is something that I am 100% keen to do in the future as well. I have said it all the way through that I would absolutely love to be able to go to a stadium with some of you guys. Watch a game of South African rugby would be absolutely awesome. He decided to be a bit fancy here. Edward van der Merwe. He's put the ball down in a very... I mean, if he ended up injuring himself, it would have been a bit of a shame. They're just checking to see whether or not he's put his hand down. If he's put his hand down there, that would be a big mistake. But it is the try. Edward van der Merwe hasn't been able to score it. And now it does mean that they are going to be once again trying to fight back in this match. The Western Province go the Bulls as well, says Martin. And also we have got Hamish. Who you got winning this weekend? The Sharks and the All Blacks, or the Wallabies, says Aiden. I think it's going to be a closer game. I think the All Blacks, with the side that they have selected, are going to be able to sneak that game. But it's at Optus. They have a 100% winning rate there, the Wallabies. So they've got to be careful, the All Blacks, not to kind of take their foot off the gas, such as something that the Bulls need to make sure doesn't happen in this game, because we have seen that the Bulls can finish out a match extremely well. But the Western Province, they finished that game up against the Sharks extremely well last week. That one did not go over, so the score will remain 17 points to the 5. And the Bulls have still got that massive lead. And we have got, I mean, are you going to do gaming videos? Like playing games and doing a game playthrough could attract a lot of people if you make another channel for that, says Achilles. I am actually keen. Me and George, I believe, are going to try and do the game between the All Blacks and the Wallabies on Rugby Challenge 4. And hopefully, once we are allowed to see each other once again, due to the lockdown in New Zealand, we can't actually have any visitors or anything. So in a couple of weeks' time, hopefully, it will end up in the situation of us being able to film some more kind of in real life gaming videos as well. It'll fundamentally to join the Lions in October, says Brian. So that is a huge signing. That's for sure. It's going to be falling nicely from a Poa kickoff, and somehow being able to keep himself inside of the field of play. Counter ruck coming from Diamani, an aggressive player in that number 8 jersey. It's worked as well, and they've been able to turn this ball over. No, it's gone into touch. So it is going to be going back for the scrum by the sound of it. We haven't got there. Wait, well, I just nipped out to make myself a copy or a coffee as well, says Sebastian. Yeah, we've had 3 tries scored already in the first opening 15 minutes of this game. It's going in an incredible place. Hey, Achilles as well, says Barry Green. Welcome in to the live stream, mate. 25 likes already. Smash that like button, says Betty V. And if you haven't already, be sure to hit that subscribe button. If you are new, we are going to be covering the other semi-final match that is going to be taking place between the Sharks and the Griquas. That is happening tomorrow, 3 a.m. New Zealand time. And then also, we will be doing the game after that next week, which will be the final between one of these two sides and either the Sharks or the Griquas. We have got the George emojis in the chat from David and also Katie Dixon and Misconversion as well, says Sebastian. Yeah, if you guys want access to those emojis, anyone who is wondering what those are in the chat, it is through the channel membership, which is the pin comment. And also there is a link to our podcast, the Rugby Down Under podcast, where it is myself and an Australian, and we talk all things international rugby scrum feed here for the Bulls, just outside of the 22. And they will be hoping to build their way towards perhaps a set play try. Will look pretty nice here for themselves. It's going to be Johan Olsen. No, instead they go to, it was going to be Forster. He's still going here. He's been dragged down by Diamani, only 10 metres out from the line. Zach Berger goes short side. It's another try. And it's going to be Arnold Borta who was able to score it. Just looked a little bit too easy for the Bulls. Defence is not looking too flash for the Western Province. I'm just looking at the replay here. Just breaks through the tackle of Tim Swell, Forster. And then from there, Zach Berger, all he had to do was pass it to Arnold Borta. And Scudder Unterbeni was not going to be catching him. From there goes the Bulls as well, says Chris. And also go Bulls, says Cornelius. And usually I back the Sharks if Bulls don't play. But tomorrow I back Currie Cup. They deserve to at least be in the final. Yeah, they've been playing very well throughout this season so far of the Currie Cup. But Arnold Borta been playing very well in this season as well. I will quickly show the table for anyone who is curious about how everyone was finishing in this last match. The one that we saw before the semi-final, this one, it was the Western Province taking on the Sharks. They needed a bonus point win to be in that semi-final. That is exactly what they got. They were able to get a massive win over the Sharks, and because of it, they ended up edging their way above the Pumas, but it's a tough match for them. Of course, we saw the last time the Pumas played the Bulls, it was quite a close fixture. The Bulls actually are 1-1 against the Western Province as well. That first ever match of the Currie Cup this year was ending up in the situation of 48-24 in favour of the Western Province, but then the second was about 20 points in the favour of the Bulls, and this one, it's looking like it could be as well. Like they are mentioning, the poor defence of the Western Province was costing them a little bit there. Arnold Borta just breaking through the big man. You're not stopping him even if you've got a man in front of him. Scores the third try of the match for the Bulls. Ladies and gentlemen who are just tuning in, the clock is correct. We are 16 and a half minutes through this game. We've already had 4 tries for a Currie Cup semi-final. Could we have 100 points in this game? The moment, because it is kind of looking likely. We've had 29 already in the first 16, but Zach Berger now gives it to Mornay Smith. Oh, sorry, that might have been Marcel Kutze inside of their own 22 here, the Bulls once again. And Zach Berger, he will just be looking for touch. They have got plenty of time in this match here, the Bulls. Yeah, it's going to be kicking it high. Scudder and Benny thinking about charging it down to sides against it. Sergio Peterson once again taking it nicely in the air. Cornell Hendricks tries to line him up, and also it was Mapo. But they have been able to claim this one, the Western Province. Zach Berger now. It was Paul de Vet. Pass it across field to Unterbeni. Going to the big forwards. Ernest van Reenen trying to pierce the line. Oh, the Bulls bounce free. Oh, it's a little knock on. No, they're going to play on. Now it's going to be Tim Swell. Gives it to Diamani. Running high. Arnold Borta being tackled there. 45 out from the line at the moment of the Western Province, and it's going back for the penalty. They're taking the quick tap there. Tim Swell not quite from the mark, so he is going to have to go back for this one. We have got there. You're putting up a poll as well, says Peregrine. I could indeed as well. We have got Brian. We need that at 3 tries to the 1. Very ominous. Bulls rule as well, says Gareth. But while we are having this stoppage here, Tim Swell is going to be kicking for the corner, and I will get myself up a YouTube poll to see exactly who you guys think is going to be winning this game. Who is going to win? I will just go simple with it. Who is going to win? And it will either be the option of the Bulls or it will be the option of the Western Province. And I'm thinking at this stage, I mean, it would be very heavily in the favour perhaps of the Bulls, but the Western Province, can they get the comeback? We will have to wait and see. But anyone who wants to vote in that poll, it is in the live chat. Jake White is a monster in his trade as well. Says it was Herman Kotze, and also we have got there Griquas will be a better challenge, says Achilles, and also it is hard to win on Loftus, says Jan Fento. I have actually tell you what, the chat is going extremely quick at the moment. I do appreciate every single one of you for being here. I will hopefully be able to read every single message as well, but Scuttle and Benny at the moment is down, which is not what they would be wanting to see early on in this one, the Western Province, although they do have the option of Andre Hugo Fenta as the option off the bench for Scuttle and Benny. Tried to do the step, drops the head, and I believe it was contact with the... Oh, that's an awkward fall. Nokia kind of made contact with his head, and then from there, Scuttle and Benny might have been knocked out there. He kind of landed straight on his face, so he might have to go for an HIA here, which would mean that man that I mentioned, Andre Hugo Fenta, might get a chance of being able to go out on the field, and there's a little bit of a blood bin as well for the Western Province. And this is possibly not an absolutely terrible thing for them. 18 minutes into this game, I feel like you want to make sure that now that they've got this little bit of breathing time, just to take a couple deep breaths, go, right, boys, they've come out firing. We need to find a way of shutting this down, or else could end up in a difficult situation. But one of the props, I believe it is, is Leon Lyons. Just a little bit of blood coming from the air, so it is going to be a blood bin for him here. And because of it, I believe it will mean that maybe they'll have to make 2 subs in the front row. Oh, no, it's Sazi Sandi as well. 13 Carling Currie Cup appearances for Scuttle and Benny. He's still out on the field. He is going to be thrown in this line out just inside of the 22 here. Final Bulls versus Sharks. Says Gert, it was last year. So perhaps it could be the case once again. Scudder into Benny goes to the front to Van Renen. Taken nicely. Yeah, it's going to be a short ball to Dan Duplessis. Dan Duplessis all around the side here and only 5 metres out for the Western Province for Share. Has made his way out onto the field and Johan de Toy trying to find his way around the side of the ruck, driving forward. It's going to be Netherland for Share. He's only been on the field for about 50 seconds. The referee slipping over as well. Getting too excited. Paul de Vet goes back. Diamani running away. It's an offside advantage. He's only going to be a metre short once again as well. Paul de Vet now going to Sergio Peterson. Great defence there from Nokia, and also it was Cornell Hendricks. Diamani breaking the tackle. Is he over the line? Yes, he is, and it's a try to the Western Province. And tell you what, 19 minutes through, and this game is just raining points at this stage. 34 so far in this one, Betty and Debra as well. And we have got 222 watching, which is absolutely incredible. Thank you all very much for tuning in. And we have got last time the final was Bulls versus Greekwas was in 1970, and Greekwas won. I was a schoolboy selling programs in the grandstand. Says Russell, that is pretty awesome that you do remember that one. 1970, that is a wee while. So who knows? The Western Province are trying to work their way towards it. Oh no, sorry, Bulls versus Greekwas. Actually, that would mean the Western Province need to stop this comeback if that is going to be the case. And we have got there in the chat this game as well, says Katie Dixon. And also we have got, you're going to be more wrong. Bulls are much more fit than Western Province as well, says Achilles. And also we have got smash that like button, guys, from Birdie V. If you haven't already, be sure to hit that like button. We are going to be back for the match tomorrow between the Sharks and the Greekwas, and then we will know exactly who is going to be in the final. I'm still undecided in this one. I feel like the Western Province, they're starting to make a little bit of a comeback. Lottie is going for the Bulls in this one with the heap of happy emojis. They were able to score 3 tries already. They're just checking a forward pass earlier on. At the time, I was a little bit, it's flat. I don't know whether or not it's going to be far enough forward. They might have to have another look at this one to make sure that they get the right call. It's going to be a huge moment if they decide to cancel it out. They are just going to be checking the forward pass of the Western Province here. Time off is the call. Nettling for Share, though, only going out onto the field about 3 seconds prior, and he just runs hard at the line. Hugo Fenter's father, Andre, was a great Springbok player as well, says Brian. And that's the thing. I have not the best South African rugby knowledge because of the fact I only started watching rugby again probably about a year and a half ago. But you guys in the chat have taught me so much about all of these sides in the Currie Cup, including the pronunciations. Hopefully they're not sounding too bad from a New Zealand accent point of view. The Greekwas team in 1970 had 4 Springboks, as well, says Russell. And also we have got Bulls playing rugby. Never go up for 80 minutes, says Jan Fender. They're just checking the grounding, I believe, of Diamani as well, trying to see whether or not maybe Mapo, yes, the ball was down. They were just checking something else. They're just waiting to make sure that they get the right call there for the TMO. It's a lot of pressure. It is a semi-final after all. Okay, the on-field decision stays because they haven't got the view that they were after, I believe, is the call there. And we have got Bulls have big things coming as well, says Weasel. So that means that one is going to be going straight down the middle as well from the kicker of the Western Province, which does now mean that it is going to be 24 points to the Bulls, 12 to the Western Province. We have had 36 points so far in this matchup. Actually, has he not taken the kick yet? I thought he took the kick just before. Unless that is a replay. Maybe that's a replay of that one, perhaps. But yes, it was a replay, right? It's been kicked off, and now they are going short. Not quite lined up, though, and the Bulls once again going to be claiming their own kickoff. It's going to be Arnold Borcha looking for the offload back. Is it to Zach Berger now? Swanepoel driving for the Bulls, and any time that the Western Province get the try, the Bulls have been firing straight back within the next kind of minute or so. Zach Berger goes back to the hands now. It's going to be Horson stepping. First receiver was Creel, so joining the back line a little bit more. The fullback of the Bulls in this one. Zach Berger looking short side, decides against it and instead gives it to Swanepoel once again. Nokia on his arm, and they are driving forward, almost ripped away there by the number 1 for the Western Province. Now, once again, that is a big tackle on Skolka Rasmus. Going now, Zach Berger gives it to Kutze, getting the legs pumping as well. He is back in the starting lineup. Someone for the Western Province is rushing up, and it almost worked out for them, cutting them off, and it's going to be bouncing awkwardly. Sergio Peterson trying to rush up in a Madosh Tumblay, sorry. Going to be trying to step with a bit of a fend as well. 40 metres out from the line. Zach Berger asking for the penalty, and he receives it, thinking about, I think they've got to take on maybe the 3-pointer here. It's got there. The Bulls won't give up and fight till the end as well, says it Weasel. And also we have got there, or Weasel, it might, or Vezel. Is it Vezel? It might be Vezel though. We have got misconversion as well, says Sebastian. And Bulls, it's 10 out of 10 times more dangerous and better at the second half. Yeah, that's one thing that the Western Province can't afford to do, and that is be too far behind when they get close to that halfway mark, because or else, like you mentioned, the Bulls just end up dominating in the second kind of, I would say the last 20 minutes or so is really when they can pour it on. Unfortunately for the player for the Western Province, just not quite able to roll away there. And because of it now, the Bulls decided to kick for the corner. 4 penalties already up against the Western Province. It's going to be a rolling maul opportunity here. Skulker Rasmus, if you can get this throw straight 10 metres out, going to be a very dangerous opportunity here for the Blue Bulls in this one. Once again, going to the front to Nokia, very stout standard for the Bulls, and they have got a beautiful rolling maul. When they can get it going, it's going sideways. They have been told to use it once. The camera was all over the place, but now they are still going backwards. Good defense for the Western Province, but now short side gives it to Madosh Tambwe. Was almost tackled by Rohan now. They have still got this ball here for the Bulls, and they have had some pretty good phases together that they have been putting. That wasn't a sentence. They've been putting together some phases very nicely. The Bulls Nokia once again with a strong carry. 15 metres out, Zach Berger offloads it back. Arnold Borta, the try scorer earlier on in this match, straight on the ball, almost for the Western Province, and it's going to be a penalty to the Western Province there for the player being able to cause the not releasing penalty. We have got the work off from Kyle as well. Welcome into the live stream, and there we go. Gonna finally the drugs kicked in for the flash score admins as well. And yeah, at this stage they seem to be. Sometimes they get it right, sometimes it is a mile off. But so far, overall, luckily it hasn't been too bad. They've been a little bit delayed, which I am actually kind of thankful for because of the fact I am watching on Sky Go here in New Zealand, which means there is about a 30-second or so delay. Unfortunately, that's a good kick towards the touchline there for the Bulls, getting them back down near the halfway line. Arnold Borta, for the Western Province. Big carry there, Diamani with a good one. And then from there, he was just straight on at Forey, and he was able to get the penalty for his side. We have got the Stormers, and the Bulls are legendary as well, says Franco. And also we have got there, there's a kicked in, says KG Dixon. We're at this stage now, 45 metres out. Scaro Ntapeni. He's looking a little bit gassed at this stage, Scaro Ntapeni. I think it's ever since he had that head knock that he has just been looking a little bit worse for wear. He hasn't come off for an HIA yet, though, as of yet. But if they have the option, they have got Andre Hugo Fenta, who will be able to be an option for them if they decide to use him. But now it is going to be the line out. Scaro Ntapeni once again going to the front. It was straight enough, and now Paul DeVet passes it across. Swill gives it now. Peterson joining the line. Nice wide pass out there. Well, fun to move it down the wing, marked up by Cornell Hendricks, trying to pierce the gap and not quite able to. Inside of the half now of the Bulls, though, going short here. It's going to be Nettling for Shear once again. Ever since coming on the field only a couple minutes ago, has had a bit of an impact. Tennyson looking for the offload, finds it to Edwell Fundermover, trying to break the line, but it's been ripped away by Johan Hudson. Taken straight back, though. Little knock on is the call. And it does mean now that the Bulls have got the scrum feed. Johan Hudson is having an extremely good game in that number 10 jersey, already getting himself a try, assisting in debatably 1.5 tries, I guess you could say as well, in the early stages of this one. And now, I believe one of the backline players, De Jong, I think, was just yelling at Edwell Fundermover, who was just smiling, going, mate, I've got a try, you haven't. So at this stage, he did end up running straight at Johan Hudson, and the ball was just ripped away. Very nicely done. There's the score, 24 to 17, says Barra Green. If it is, I have not seen that try yet from the Western Province. And it's a scrum feed for the Bulls. So I think at the stage, Flash Score have got to that stage. Oh, unfortunately, they've got the wrong scoreboard. So what I will do is I will put up my own scoreboard up until we do get them fixing it. So we will go like this, and we will go like this. There we go. And we will just wait and see. Actually, that's the wrong score. I'm doing the wrong scoreboard as well at this point. There we go. 24 points to 12 at this stage is the score in this game after 25 minutes as well. And we have got most of the 1970 Currie Cup side comprised of players from the first professional club side in South Africa, including Springbok great Piet Visaki. Visaki. I feel like I pronounced that one wrong, but hopefully it wasn't too far off. And we have also got in there, everyone just make up a score as well, says Katie Dixon. Tell you what, at this stage in this game, making up a score, you could go for 100 points and you would almost be not too far off. 36 points so far in the first 25 minutes of this game. And the Edmonds have a higher ground as well, says Sebastian. And if Western Province as well, says Gracewell. And as the score we have got there's a good lead for the Bulls, who need 2 tries and 2 conversions to take the lead. Bulls should, tell you what, I couldn't read the chat for a second there to save myself in the full-time score, 55 to 15 for Lottie Smith. That's going to be a good push from the Bulls. Zach Berger there going to be a little bit shut down by Tennyson, but they have been able to keep this ball on the side. Zach Berger calling the shots from the ground, and it looks like they will be firing this one back into the hands of Swanepoel. And the ball up once again here for the Bulls, who look like they are going to be setting up for a kick here very soon. Wilson is set in the pocket, and he kicks it down the middle of the field looking for the touchline. It's a good kick downfield as well. And it's going to be inside of the 22. Sergio Peterson taking this one now for the Western Province. Driving forward, puts the ball high. Going to be chasing it all. Caught an elbow there from Arnold Borta, but I believe Arnold Borta didn't change his line, so now it's going to be back in the hands of Horston. Oh, he's lined up by Netherland Fouché with the counter ruck as well, but Nokia was there to be able to get it. I guess that's one way to shut down a very good player, is to just smash him in the rib cage, like Johan Horston just found out from Netherland Fouché, who's been a bit of a wrecking ball since making his way out onto the field for the blood bin. But now it's going to be Arnold Borta once again driving forward. They've got the advantage as well here for the Bulls. Zach Berger fires it back. It's going to be Johan Horston once again kicking the ball into the sky, and they are going back for the penalty now. We have got there time, says Lottie. At this stage, we are sitting at 27 minutes through this one. As soon as the flash score fix their scoreboard, because they currently have it, it's 24-17, but there have only been 2 tries for Western Province. But as soon as they end up fixing that, I will put it back up on the screen. But very briefly here, we can see 27 minutes gone in this game, but for some reason, they've got 17 points for the Western Province scoreboard as well, says Birdie V. So we are going off this one up until they decide to fix it. So hopefully that will be not too far away. Bulls 24 and Western Province to 12 as well, says Jan Fenter, and Achilles as well for the scoreboard. At this stage now, just talking about the fact that ever since Netherland Fouché's come on the field, he has been phenomenal. He's been making the big hits, been getting in the breakdowns. Johan Horston, though, is a man in form for this game. He is playing like a player who wants to be starting that match. Of course, Chris Smith, normally very good with the territory game later on in a game, but this is well and truly setting it up because of Chris Smith just setting the base for him to be able to do so. Or sorry, Johan Horston setting the base as well. And Francis, I'm not too sure what that says, unfortunately. Sorry, mate, so I won't be able to read it out. But someone in the chat hopefully will be able to let me know exactly what it is. And we have got Jan Fenter in the chat as well. But now it is going to be once again another line out here for the Bulls, sitting on 24 points already. They have got a strong bench in this one. And while we are at it, now that I don't have that scoreboard over there, I can actually show you guys the benches that both sides are going to be working with. The men in the number 23 jersey, it is Stravino Jacobs and also Tristan Lades are the two who would be just in a little bit of hiding there at this stage. But now it's going to be claimed by Swanepoel, gives it to Berger, goes back to Horston once again. Mapo linking up, beautiful backline. Madosh Tambay, bit of space down the wing, got the acceleration to go with it as well. And now 10 metres out from the line, Zach Berger, short ball. Now it's going to be Mornay Smith, debatably forward pass into the hands of Nokia. They have still got this ball here for the Bulls. Mapo's got it, and he's going to put up the shark fin as well as he goes over the line. And that looked like it was an injury for the Western Province there. We need to try and make the tackle, which isn't ideal, but Mapo, he had the man on the outside, did not need him, and he has been able to score a try here for it will be, I've put the wrong one down, but we will put this one back up with 29 points now for the Bulls. They have still got it that it's 17 for the Western Province, but in the end, Madosh Tambay just got a lot of pace, and when you have that much pace, it lures in 2 defenders. Zach Berger gave it to Mornay Smith, flat ball to Nokia, and then from there only a couple metres short, saw the short side opportunity, and it was Zach Berger. Passed it out to Mapo in the number 13 jersey, and it is once again try time there. He kind of fell awkwardly. I believe it was possibly Dan Duplessis there for the Western Province. He did take a bit of an awkward tumble with the arm, but we have got that there. Thank you guys as well, says Wayne. And what time is the game tonight, Hamish? As well, says David. If we are talking tonight, it would be, I assume, if we're saying the next game, which will be the Sharks versus the Griquas, it will be taking place at 3 a.m. tomorrow night. So it is a little bit late. And then we've also got the game that is happening between Stade Francais and also Racing 92 that I might do the second half of, just to see whether or not those ones end up getting taken down off YouTube. Flash score admins, Province playing well in it as well, says Sebastian. Yeah, at this stage, they seem to have just given up on the scoreboard, because for me, it is actually sitting at still 24-17 on Flash score. So they haven't really updated anything recently. Horston, what a strike. That is straight down the middle from the touchline. And now it does mean that they are going to be a little bit further ahead. So now the score is going to be 31 to the Bulls and 12 to the Western Province. So in the normal competition, if we were in a normal round, this would be a bonus point for the Bulls already. The Western Province, they needed a bonus point win to get into the semi-final, and they have already had that bonus point scored against them if it was the case in this one. New Zealand is the only country I visited where I didn't have to spell my surname. Swanepoel felt at home as well, says Dr. Jack. And also we have got, who do you vote for, Blue Bulls or Western Province, says Franco. That is a good question, but anyone who hasn't already voted in that poll, it is in the chat if you do want to try and pick who you think is going to be winning this one. And Netherland Fouché back off the field, but he had a bit of an impact while he was out there. Horston once again kicking it for the touchline, doing extremely well. Right, they have updated the fact that the Bulls are on 31 on the flash score, but they haven't updated the fact that the Western Province aren't on 17 yet. So we'll have to wait and see. We have got the try emojis from Katie Dixon as well. And also we have got, I like how the Bull supporters talk their team in the final. First win the game as it's 80 minutes long, as says Peter Williams. And also we have got, I think, flash score, people celebrating ball victory already, so they forgot the scoreboard as well. Yeah, for some reason they haven't realised that it is only the 12 points of Western Province, which is actually pretty decent at this stage of the game. The way that the Bulls have just been, anytime they've been on attack, they have been dangerous. Scuttle into Benny now, going to the back, and it's not going to work out, and it's been stolen in the line out by the Bulls. Johan Awesome once again kicking it in behind, looking for a bit of space inside of the 22 now. It's going to be Sergio Pedersen, close to the touchline, kicking it far downfield into the 22. Going to be taken by Awesome, close to the touchline, returning fire with the boot, striking it well, straight into the hands of Tim Swell, though, who is now passing it back across field to Edward Funamurva. He's got the man on the outside, decides not to use him here, cut him back on the inside. That is dangerous stuff as well, because of the fact that there are always some big forwards waiting for you. Tim Swell, wide cut out pass here. Now it's going to be Rohan now, tackle out by the try scorer Mapo. Just inside of the half of the Bulls now. And the Western Province, they need to be the next team to score a try, but that is not how to do it, because Nokia straight on the ball, winning the not releasing penalty for the Bulls. Very nicely done. We have got there, Peter. I like how Western Province supporters still dream of beating the Bulls as well, says Achilles. And also we have got Cool, says David, and also Bulls going to be in the final. That's confirmed, says Achilles. I don't know. There's still a bit of fight in the Western Province. We did see them beat the Sharks, and we were in second in this one. And I guess looking at the last time these two sides played, it was about 20 points in favour of the Bulls. But the time before that, the Western Province won it by 24 points. And I believe Nokia there just holding the finger a little bit. He's already got plenty of taping on those fingers, holding them together at this point, but he is doing very nicely in the breakdown. Bulls are the best ever. Everybody knows it as well, says Chris, and also Western Province is falling behind. It's dangerous, says Weasel. Yeah, they need to make sure that they score one more try in this first half to have any chance of being able to catch the Bulls, because we know how strong they are when they close out a match. We have what's got scoreboard, please, Amish, as well, says Steve. I will put it back up for a very short moment, but they still have decided that the Western Province have got 17 points. They have got a try on the scoreboard that no one's seen in the actual game, but 17 points they have got, but it is 12. And at this stage, we are 33 minutes through. So I will end up showing that every once in a while, but hopefully they end up fixing that so that it does say 12 eventually, because the rest of them people may get a little bit confused about what the score is. But we have got the scoreboard down here for you guys. It just doesn't have the time, but I will keep you informed while we have got that going as well. And Bulls good vibes as well from Kyle. And at this stage now, it is going to be Andre Hugo Fento. No, sorry, it is going to be Jan Hendrik Vessels who will have this throw here. So another change having to be made early on. Skalka Rasmus off the field here for the Bulls. It's going to be claimed by Nokia. It was a little bit loose, almost dropping that one, but they have been able to just claim this one. The Bulls rolling forward, little knock on from both sides there. I think it's going to be a scrum feed for the no. Is it? No, it's a penalty to the Bulls in the end. And now because of it, they are only going to be 10 metres out from the line. Zach Berger wants to take this one quickly, thinking about it, decides against it in the end. And side entry is the call against the Western Province. And at this stage, they have had about 7 penalties against them so far in this matchup. And Johan Olsen now going to be kicking this one straight for the corner once again here for the Bulls. So they are playing aggressively. They've got their little bit of a lead that they have decided that they can well and truly extend going into halftime. Was claimed by Nokia in the air, but it was Van Rennen just making himself a little bit of an annoyance when they were going up for the line out. Both men grabbing that ball. In the end, it was Nokia who was able to drag it down. We have got best team ever as well as there's Ashley Williams. Also, we have got there some sock puppet down at Flash Score is making up numbers as well, says Katie Dixon. And also we have got there, when all our fails, blame it on the sock puppets as well. Oh, tell you what, the sock puppets, as you have called them, have actually fixed their scoreboard. So we'll go back to that one just for now. But now it is going to be the Bulls once again, only 10 metres out from the line. Almost a penalty there for Forey, who wasn't quite able to get his hands on the ball for long enough for the refs liking Nokia once again round the side, getting another carry in this one, tackled low, very nicely done by the defence of the Western Province, but they need to keep this up for the last 6 minutes of this first half and the 40 of the second. Going to be going 40 of Vessels. They still got this one here. The Bulls are up to 6 phases, 7 phases now, going for a bit of a set play rolling maul off the side. Didn't quite work out for them, though. Did go down straight away. Zach Berger now calling his shots. He's been hit hard in the tackle. That's almost playing the halfback, I believe, but they are going to keep on going back across field. It's going to be a huge hit there from Ernest van Rennen, trying to keep that defensive line up of the Western Province. 9 phases in, and it's going to be a big hit once again, but they are edging closer and closer. 4 metres out now for the Bulls, straight out in front of the post as well. So this will be a nice, easy kick if they can get there. Only a metre short now. Zach Berger taking a bit of a pick and go, but he hasn't quite been able to get over. And now it is going back. Horsing going for the cross kick, opening up. It's too much on it. No, he's been able to keep the ball in there, Cornell Hendricks, but they are going back for the penalty there for the Bulls. They're going to be straight out in front. It is an easy 3 points if they want it, but it's just debatable whether or not they do want this 3-pointer or whether or not they want to go for the 7. Perhaps you just take the tap and go, something that, of course, Dwayne Vermeulen is extremely good at for the Bulls. He is not in this game, though, unfortunately, but they are going to be doing it. And instead, it is going to be Heinrich Lowe by the looks of it with Nokia on his side. They are going to drive forward. Maybe give it to Swanepoel instead. No, he's going to take it himself here. He's close to the line, only a metre short here once again for the Bulls. Zach Berger passing it across field. They've got the advantage. It's a try to the Bulls. Once again, and who was it? It was the number 6 in the end who was able to score it, and that one would have been Marcel Kutzer back in the starting lineup for them. He has been able to score at the second Currie Cup try for that man, and now the Bulls are going to take that little bit more of a lead. 38 likes already. As well, says Bertie V. So if you haven't already, be sure to leave a like. Also, subscribe to the channel if you are new. Western Province is still as well, says Jan Fender. And also, we have got Come on Bulls, make that score higher, says Achilles. That was probably about 30 seconds before they just scored that try for you, mate. And also, good commentary as well, says Yako. Thank you very much, mate. Hopefully, my South African name pronunciations are kind of close enough that you guys are able to work out exactly who I am talking about. But Johan Husson, he is going to be taking on the kick. 5 from 5 at the moment, 100%. He's kicked it from one sideline, kicked it from the other. And he has been doing a few cross kicks thrown in the mix as well. Scored himself a try. He's having a good game for the Bulls, and what a time to do it as well, I'd say, in the third time. Zach Berger going to be a Bok one day as well, says Achilles. And also we have got Loftus, a very tough place to win for any team. Bulls to win easily from here, says Albert. Yeah, at this stage, they have been able to convert that one. Once again, the scoreboard is a little bit behind, but it's 38 points now for the Bulls, 12 for the Western Province. So already a 28-point difference in this game. That is 4 converted tries. Going to be tough for them. What's the score now, says Achilles? We are sitting at 38-12 with still 3 minutes left in this first half. We've hit the 50 in this first half for the points wise. Could be a 100-point game here. Who knows? Maybe it will be the case. Western Province has a big problem now, says Wessel. They do indeed. They need to try and shut down this Bulls attack, but they did pretty well for a small amount of time. Unfortunately, it was good defense from the Western Province, but then they once again were giving away that penalty that gave the Bulls the opportunity to break through. Going to be kicked downfield by Zach Berger. Beautifully taken by Sergio Peterson, spitting out of the tackle. Mapo drags him down, though. 40 metres out from the line now. The Western Province looking to strike back with 2.5 left of the first half. It's a big tackle once again from Nokia. Going to be Ernest van Rennen shut down there by Arnold Borta. Quick ball here to Vet. Gives it back to Diamani. Set play here opening up in the back line. Rohan now gives it to Daniel Duplessis, I should say. Diamani on the outside to Tim Swill, close to the touchline. He's gone out there. Just a little bit of the boot and touch, which does now mean that it will be the Bulls line out. Good tackle on the touchline once again by the replacement, number 16, which in this one is Jan Hendrik Wessels as well. Hey, Amish, I saw the Blue Bulls play in Hamilton against the Chiefs a few years back. Just van der Westhuizen played. Geez, he used to run rings around the All Blacks as well, says David. And yeah, that's the thing. I will ask the question, ladies and gentlemen. We have seen earlier on as well from Kelly saying that Zach Berger will be a future Bok. Who else out on the field at the moment for you guys do you think will be a Springbok? And let's say for the World Cup, do you think any of these guys are making it into the squad? Do let me know, because of course my Springboks knowledge or my South African rugby knowledge isn't as good as I want it to be so far. But so some of you guys probably know some of these players a little bit better than I do. So do let me know if you think anyone is going to be making it into that World Cup side at this stage. 26 points difference. Says it was, they haven't actually updated it to 38 on the scoreboard yet. They haven't. A bit of a shocker, and Bulls must break that scoreboard as well, says Young Feta. I think they already have. There we go. Has just updated. It's going to be taken nicely by Madosh Tambwe on the halfway line, slapped down by Sergio Peterson. He's breaking the line, but they're going back for the penalty. I believe that is a deliberate knockdown. Was able to get that one, Sergio Peterson, but in the end, unfortunately, just ended up giving away the penalty in the process. He was gone as well. If no one was going to be able to catch him, JM has said go Bulls as well. And we have got the party from Johan in the chat. He will be very happy with the score at the moment. Is this a cricket game as well in the chat? Tell you what, it's shaping up like it at this stage. Fun fact, the Black Caps, the New Zealand cricket team, in their game up against Bangladesh, the first T20, they only got 10 more runs than we've got on the board at the moment. So we're going to have more runs scored, more points scored in this game than the Black Caps were able to get with the bat in a game a couple of days ago. We have got Scott. This is just the charm of the playoffs in it. Insane first half. Bumfo as well, says Sebastian. I'm wondering what the most amount of points we've had in a South African Currie Cup game is so far. Yeah, just slapping it out of the hands. Sergio Peterson there, which unfortunately ended up giving away the penalty. Skulker Rasmus, it's a goal from Vessel. And also, all right, Amish brother, hope you're well, mate. Says Thick Boy, I am indeed, mate. Thank you very much for tuning in. Hope you are as well. And hope you are excited for this game. Another rolling maul opportunity here for the Bulls, as they are only going to be 5 meters out. And at this stage, the Western Province, they've been able to shut down the rolling ball. Not too bad. That is the halftime siren, but they are not finished here. The Bulls going to be kicked in behind. Mapo chasing it as well. Edward Finamua taking it, running it dead. And that is going to be halftime, ladies and gentlemen. 50 points in this first half. 38 points to the Bulls, 12 to the Western Province. What a first half of rugby. We've just seen a huge amount of points, 17 to 15 for the Bulls. As well says Lottie for the prediction, make the Bulls Springboks. As well says Young Fenta, Ethan Ruas will be a Bok one day, says Jerome. He is a name that I have heard quite a few times, Ethan Ruas. Also, I believe people have compared him a little bit with the aggressiveness of Etzebeth, if I'm not wrong. I could be wrong in that regard, though, but he is a very dangerous player indeed, Ethan Ruas. Also, Butalezi, another very young, talented player. They've got loose forwards for days, the Springboks, coming through the rankings, and we have got to make the Bulls Springboks. And also, there is the second half Province need to gear up as well, says Jerome. Yeah, they need to make sure that they are the first team to score, or else they will be in trouble. Just looking through, all of the games in the French Pro D2 have actually started, and a lot of games are sitting 3-0 at the moment, I am noticing, which is a huge kind of difference to what this game is at the moment. I am just going to get you guys some stats about this game as well. Which team Sergio will play for again? He is the number 15 for the Western Province in this one, Sergio Peterson. And we have got there, here we go, Bulls, says Birdie V, and also we have got in there Zach Berger, David Krill, Matosh Tambwe, Heinrich Lowe, and 1, 2, 3, and 4. They are future Bok as well, says Achilles. Those are some good names indeed. And we have also got their Bulls as Kane, like a loss as well, says Hugo. And also we have got their win halftime, a few halftime, y'all, and also time for drinks, time for snacks. Smoke them if you got them as well, says Katie Dixon. We also got Jake White, the Springboks coach again, says Jan Fenter. And also you don't have to tell the flash score admin that twice, absolutely getting robbed. The Western Province as well, says BDG. But at this stage, we will look through some stats of this first half, and straight away looking at the stats, you can see exactly why the score is the way that it is. 64% possession for the Blue Bulls in that first half, 67% territory as well. Meters carried is actually pretty even, of 168 for the Blue Bulls and 151 for the Western Province. But looking through the defenders beating, 18 defenders beaten here for the Blue Bulls, 7 for the Western Province. Clean breaks 5 to the 1. They are doing very nicely indeed. 9 offloads to the 2 as well. So they are really just looking to keep that ball going, trying to possibly wear out the Western Province here at Loftus as well, which is very, very tough to play away from home at Loftus, that is for sure. 47 tackles made with 7 missed by the Western Province, or sorry, by the Blue Bulls, and then also 17 missed tackles here from the Western Province. So they've had a couple good defending maneuvers, but unfortunately just end up breaking through every single time. It was got earlier 2 knocks by Bus, and then it's their ball as well, says PTG. And also we have got there, all is not lost for the Western Province. Yeah, we saw them fight back in that game up against the Sharks. They played very well in the closing moments of that game, and they need to find that energy in this one. We have seen the most points a team has been able to score in this Currie Cup is 56, and it was actually the Bulls who were able to do so to get more points than, I believe it was actually 56 as well for the Sharks. So they'll be open to break that, but the Western Province, they need a few more tries, that is for sure. Currently a 26-point difference in this match, so they need 4 converted tries. It's going to be tough, but the Western Province, that fighting spirit they showed in that game up against the Sharks, they showed that they can score points, they can score tries, but they're going to need some soon. And that is the big kind of difference in the second half. All of a sudden, you're going from 0-0 at the start of that first, and now 26-0, kind of in a way, I guess you could say. 26 points behind in the second one. Is that related to Skulk as well, says David? That is a good question. Hopefully someone in the chat can help you out with that one. And Western Province as well, says Hugo. And also the one forward pass led to the try. Nothing happens as well, says BDG. Was that the one of the, I think it was that original try. Was it the original Western Province try, or was it the try of the Bulls, BDG? Because there was one that was flat from, I believe it was Scott Erasmus, maybe, to Nokia in the end. Western Province need to pull a Scotland 2019, where they were down 31-5 against England, then came back in the second half and draw it up at 38-38. This game, I believe, if it got to 38-38, we would get to see it go to extra time, which will be very awesome indeed. Can't wait for the Pro 14 to start again so we can crush Benetton this time, says Achilles. And I actually looked it up because of the fact that it was mentioned a little while ago about that rematch. And I think it is going to be happening in about the 5th week of the competition. We're going to be covering those United Rugby Championship games on the channel as well for you guys. So if you are new, be sure to hit that subscribe button. Also, be sure to leave a like if you haven't already. I am just going to have a quick look. We are currently sitting on 44 likes. So let's see if we can get 6 more and get to 50 by the time we get to halftime. Let's see if we can do it. We have got, on a serious note, if the Bulls keep up their push to the limit in the second half reputation, this could be a 100-point game, says Sebastian. Yeah, we haven't seen one yet in the Currie Cup so far. We've been close in the game. I believe it was between the Sharks and the Lions. We got up to about 80 points in total, but at this stage, it's going to be tough for the Western Province to slow down this momentum that is just building for the Bulls in the second half. We have got Heinrich Loh, the Bulls number 8, and Johan Olsen will most certainly be the box at the 2023 Rugby World Cup. That is a good point about Johan Olsen, because of course they have got Andre Pollard. Also, they've got Morné Steyn. He's supposed to be around though for the next live stream, or not the next live stream. He's not coming on the channel. He's supposed to be around for the next Lions tour. That is where he kind of shines. Morné Steyn, just twice he has been able to get that final kick for the box. What a feeling that must be for that man, to be able to do it not just once up against the British and Irish Lions, but to be able to do it twice in a row is just phenomenal. But yeah, they've got number 10s, Flyhaas, and I believe there is also a player on one of these sides, so I'm trying to think of exactly who it is. Oh, I can't think of the name, but there is a number 10 who is also playing very nicely. But I can't quite think of who it is, unfortunately, who could have a chance for the Springboks. And 59-26 full-time prediction. Bulls for the win as well, says Spoon. That's probably not a bad shout at this stage. So a few more tries for both sides in the second half, and only 26 points. Western Province Bulls will wait on a half line, 38 all, and start all over again, says Johannes. Can you imagine if that was the case? BDG, are you serious as well? And the chat from Achilles for the literally watch the game after again, and you'll see every time the Bulls get carried by the TMO and the ref as well, says BDG. And we have had a few TMO decisions already happening in this game so far. It's been one of those ones that, unfortunately, I'll tell you what, that's a finish and a half from Edward van der Merwe, but he made it a very difficult kick for the man who had to try and kick it. We're actually sitting on 55 likes, so thank you very much for you guys hitting that like button we have got there. Kiwi Lad, what do you think of the quality of the Currie Cup? I absolutely love it. And I think it is just because of the fact that since I got back into rugby only a couple years ago, I've just been wanting to learn as much as I can about all of the teams around the world. So I started with the Rainbow Cup South Africa, and from there I have built my way back into pretty much following every single game of the Currie Cup. Like, we look through some of these score lines. I have actually got them available to show you guys. We'll do the Bulls, for instance. All of these games, other than, of course, the cancel ones, like, you're looking at high-scoring games. You're either getting a high-scoring close game or a runaway in this competition. There isn't really too much in between. Like we see here, you see 40 points, 34 points, 35-28. Good win there for the Sharks. 56-33. That might be the closest we have been to 100 points so far, with 89. And maybe they're going to be trying to break it in this one. But you see, all of these games, 39-36, they're close. And they all make you kind of sit on the edge of your seat and just sit here. Even though I'm neutral in these games, I still sit here going, what's going to happen here? Which is why I absolutely love it. And I will be following the United Rugby Championship and as much South African rugby as I can in the future as well. We have got Currie Cup SA. Super Rugby is way better, as well, says BDG. And trust me, the Griquas or Sharks will win this Currie Cup, or maybe Western Province as well, says BDG. And also, always, you guys think the ref is in the side. The Bulls time, it is not like that. And don't worry, Nigel Owens put a curse on all refs. Anyone caught accepting a bribe or engaging in corruption in any way is going to be trampled by cows as well. I absolutely love that series that they have got going with Nigel Owens at the moment on the World Rugby page. It's pretty awesome that they have been able to keep him involved. And they are just showing here 5 tries scored for the Bulls in the first half. Also, 9 penalties conceded up against the Western Province. They only missed the 1 tackle in that first half. The Bulls, 5 for the Western Province. That is a very different stat to the one that I had. In possession at this stage, they are pretty similar. 66% possession for the Bulls and 64% territory. Very tough as well. We have got there. BDG sound like an angry 30-year-old. Oh, and also we have got there Western Province supporters always crying when we beat them as well, says Achilles. Tell you what, it's becoming heated in the chat. Anyone who hasn't already, be sure to vote in that poll in the chat as well. 71% of you have said that the Blue Bulls are going to be winning this match. 29 have said the Western Province. Is it going to be the case? We'll have to wait and see. But yeah, if you haven't already, be sure to hit that subscribe button. We are only probably around 3 minutes away from the second half getting underway, and this is going to be a huge second half, not just for the Bulls, but also for the Western Province. And I will mention, we have actually been flying up in the subscribers at this stage. We have gone up 17 since the start of this live stream, so thank you all very much for that. We are pushing our way towards probably, 6,000 could be on the cards before the end of the Rugby Championship. If you guys do want to help us out, please do. But at this stage now, we are getting close to the second half, getting back underway. 60 likes as well on this live stream, says BTV. And also, this is a very good game to win for the Bulls. It is indeed, and they will have the home final at Loftus. And we have seen how hard it is to be able to beat the Bulls when they are playing at their home ground. So it could be a very exciting one indeed. But actually, now that I think about it, I'm going to quickly look through my stats one more time. It was that first game of the Currie Cup between the two sides. I always point the wrong way This one here, we have got 48 points to the Western Province, 24 to the Blue Bulls. Now, it was a completely different circumstance, but it was at Loftus. So we have seen the Bulls lose a game at Loftus so far this year. In fact, I think we have seen them lose 2 games at Loftus. No, that's an away game, never mind. Actually, it might only be just that one game that they have lost at Loftus so far. They're a tough side to beat, and they were sitting on 49 points at the end of the Currie Cup. They were leading by a long way. They've only had the 2 losses, one against the Sharks, one against the Western Province. That was the first game, but since then, they have been on a tear. They have been winning games, and they are trying to work their way towards the final. But the Western Province, with that bonus point win over the Sharks, they were able to make it into the final rather than the Pumas. So they were able to leapfrog them there, and that is why they are here in this game as well. And we have got there Saviour Fury for the Skeleton Wall lads as well. Says Katie Dixon. Also, we have got there in the chat 40%. And yeah, I'm not too bright. Then you aren't at all. So I'll tell you what, it is getting heated in the chat at the moment. We need a Kiwi Lads Fight Club. Get some of this rugby rage out, says Katie Dixon. Yeah, this stage, I mean, it's one of those ones. There's a rivalry there. Both sides want to be in the final. They're just showing Marika Korombeti just running over the top of the All Blacks. And that makes me even more excited for that game. We're going to get to see Samu Karevi back in the Wallabies jersey. No Quade Cooper, though. Thought he might have been in there, but instead they have gone with Noah Lolesio once again. Aotearoa, the Western Province, has 0 rugby titles as well, says Achilles, and also exactly says Artorium. Hopefully I pronounced that correctly. And also we have got there, that we can play rugby, says Jan Fenter. But at this stage now, we are about to play rugby for the second half, ladies and gentlemen. 38 points to the Bulls, 12 to the Western Province. 5 tries so far for the Bulls in this one. I'm going to try and list all the try scorers. It's hard to remember them. Arnold Bota was able to score 1. Also, it was the try for Marcel Kurtze, Johan Horsen, also Cornell Hendricks, and there was Mapo was the other try scorer for the Blue Bulls. Then for the Western Province, in the end, it was Edward van der Merwe, and also, who scored the other try for them? I've forgotten already. Who was the other try scorer? Was it Diamani? It was Diamani who was able to drive over. This one straight away is going to be claimed by the Bulls. A player's got his hand up in the air. It was De Jong. Was not happy at all with something that was going on, but now Marcel Kurtz is going to be carrying this one. I will try my best to read all of the chat as soon as I can, but the Western Province, 26 points difference. I don't think we can't take them out of the equation yet, because if they can score an early try, it is always the rule. If a team scores 38 points in the first half, you can score 38 in the second. And it's just going to be the case of trying to stop the Bulls from scoring the 12 of the Western Province. But Zach Berger at this stage, they are showing him on screen at the moment, having a very good game so far. Bulls for life as well, says Kyle. And also, we have got there in the chat, Albert has said hit that like button, boys. Great commentary as well, says Albert. Thank you very much, mate. Do appreciate you being here. If you are new, be sure to hit that like button. Also, be sure to hit that subscribe button. We are going to be covering the game tomorrow that has taken place between the Sharks and the Griquas, and also the final next week, which will be between one of these two sides, and either the Sharks or the Griquas. But Johan Olsen, what a kick that is downfield, finding space once again with the boot. Well, van der Merwe claiming that one just outside of the 22. Sergio Pedersen once again going to be returning fire with the lie. A little bit of a high kick there. Going to be close to the touchline. It's out on the full. And that is a mistake that they couldn't afford to make early on in this one. The Western Province, so just getting that one a little bit wrong there. Sergio Pedersen, 4 more titles than the Stormers as well, says Aotearoa. And also we have got there, don't row Province off, says Jerome. Yeah, they are a side that we saw them fight hard in that game up against the Sharks. They were able to actually get 2 late tries in that game. I believe it was in about the 78th minute or 76th minute. And also it was in the 80th that they were able to get that interception try at Western Province tag and Benetton for the second half as well, says Sebastian. And also we have got their prediction, Jan Hendricks Vessels to score a try soon, says Albert. So they will be going for that rolling ball. But Skulker Rasmus has not returned out onto the field. So there's a couple players who have been taken off the field already in this match. Johan Olsen now passing it out, gives it now to their number 12, which in this one is Foster, who had a very good run in the first half. Nice, beautiful inside ball there from Olsen once again to Nokia. He's been carrying the ball phenomenally in this game as well. Nice pass. The hands of Mornay Smith just hitting the ball up. It's a little knock on, though, on the ground. So now it does mean that the Western Province will have the scrum feed. They must stop kicking the ball away, says Jerome. Definitely, if they are going to be looking for that territory game, it's just not quite working. Johan Olsen is just doing phenomenally with his kicking. He's playing a very, I guess, it's one of those ones I always compare players when they play the territory game to Mornay Stain, because he is just one of those players who can put it in a corner just all the time, and it just frustrates the side who are trying to get an attack going. He keeps on getting into the situation of just getting put in the corner, and they need to make sure that they break that chain, or else they will be in a bit of trouble, and they'll just be playing that territory game the whole time. They only had about 34% territory in that first half, and even I saw some doubt in the commentator's mind. A possible Western Province win as well, says Peter Williams. Yeah, it's going to be very tough, that is for sure. Western Province have a chance to wallop this game as well, says Katie Dixon. Hamish, this guy who the famous Achilles back in history as well, says Achilles there. There's going to be a big push here, and Diamani with the ball in one hand off the back of the scrum. It's going to be a nice backline move in here. Paul DeVet on the outside. Rohan now not able to link up. And Madosh Tumbo with a very nice tackle on the halfway line. A little bit of a counter ruck here from the Bulls trying to get in there. Going to be 5 back here. Bounce pass not working out too well for the Western Province, but they've been able to control it now. It's a lined up pass. Mapo was able to make a big tackle on Sergio Pedersen. Now Daniel Duplessis, like I mentioned, he was able to score 2 tries in the last match. That's going to be a penalty to the Western Province, and they will be going for the corner. I think Mr. Kutsa homeboy, as well as Ernest, and also we have got their Husson. Should be Springbok number 10 back up for Pollard. Yeah, he's playing very well in this competition so far, and even in this game, like, it just shows that he has got the skills. How old is Johan Husson? Do let me know, ladies and gentlemen. The titles clearly states commentary not showing game. Stop being rude as well, says Achilles, for it was Wolf. I don't actually know what it says, unfortunately, which is probably a good thing by the sounds of it. But yeah, unfortunately, due to licensing, if we were to show any match footage or audio, we would get taken straight off YouTube for 90 days. They end up banning it for, which is a very long time, and we would miss the rest of the Rugby Championship and everything in between, unfortunately. So that is why we can only provide the commentary, unfortunately, for you there. Sorry, we have got there. I genuinely wonder, as a Western Province coach, what do you say to the lads in the changing room at halftime after that? I think it's just a case of 9 penalties given away in the first half. You just say, I mean, it's very tough. It's easy saying it from here, but you say, right, boys, we'll cut out some of these penalties and we'll stop kicking the ball away. But then straight away, they have been kicking the ball away. That hasn't quite been working out, but then it was just a little knock on there from Nokia. So that now means that it is going to be the scrum feed for the Western Province. Change the scrum half and let the game flow as well. So Jerome, I believe the scrum halves, they have actually got, it will be Masimla, who would be the replacement, who is a very talented player. So maybe they will look to do that one a little bit earlier than possibly expected. Paul DeVet is the man out there at the moment for them. Sebastian, he'll probably yell at them flying all over as well, says Achilles. But what I will quickly do while we have got the scrum feed, we'll quickly go like, that's the wrong one. We will go like this so you guys can see exactly who is on the bench. But at this stage, Vessels is already out on the field because of the injury of Skulk Erasmus. So now 45 minutes. Geez, tell you what, that 5 minutes flew by in the second half so far. We have got there, change the scrum half and let the game flow. And also 28, I think, says Albert. So he is still young, so he will be there, I would think, for the World Cup, the way that he is going at the moment. Diamani once again off the back is it to Paul DeVet. Beautiful little set play opening up here for the Western Province. Good low tackle from Mapo. Going to be De Jong now trying to step through. And they are going to have this ball available for them at the back of the ruck once again. It's going to be Tennyson running it up. He hasn't had too many carries in this one, but anytime he does, he gets meters. Paul DeVet round this side. Maybe not the best option. Does get shut down. Edward van der Merwe now gives it to Swell. Not quite able to pierce through. 25 metres out at the moment for the Western Province. Paul DeVet, little offload. Sergio Pedersen takes it, and he links up with Edward van der Merwe. It's just the start of the comeback. What a try for the Western Province, ladies and gentlemen. And now they are going to be slowly making their way back into this match, perhaps. But it was very nicely done indeed. It was Paul DeVet in the end who found the offload. It was just a little cheeky one, just a little offload there into the hands of Sergio Pedersen, and then from there linked up with Edward van der Merwe. Got the 2 so far in this match. Perhaps he will be able to work his way towards the hat-trick as well. We have got Husson, who's 29 years old. Perfect age as well, says Albert. But yeah, just a nice little offload from Paul DeVet. Then from there, Sergio Pedersen was able to link up, and it is going to be the try for the Western Province, or is it? Yes, it is. Okay, for a second there, I thought I heard the whistle and they were going to be going back for something, but we have got Heil from Foot as well. Welcome in to the live stream, mate. Western Province making a comeback, says Achilles. I mean, all of a sudden, 26 points was the difference. Now it's going to be 19. It is still 3 converted tries, but it's not 26 anymore. You know, they're slowly trying to work it down. Edward van der Merwe once again doing this kind of everyone just calm down. Boys, we are getting back into this match. Perhaps we will have to wait and see, though. See, I know it as well, says Katie Dixon. There's still plenty of time left in this one. We've already had 57 points scored in this game. Bulls must close shop now. Keep attacking Bulls as well, says Albert. Yeah, they need one more try. I think could close it out, but Edward van der Merwe, he wants one more try. He's getting driven backwards in the tackle there by Rohan Nokia. Just going to be on the 22 now, the Western Province. I don't think they can afford to kick it away. They've got to go for an attacking move. Sergio Pedersen's kicked the ball away. Called that one very well, I guess, but now it's going to be in the hands of Johan Husson, and he will be looking for the kick high. looking for a bit of territory as well. Going to be going just outside of the 22. Perfectly weighted kick. Sergio Peterson takes it back. He has been tripped there by David Creel. Looks for the offload and found it to Duplessis. And at this stage now, the Western Province, they managed to get away with that kicking battle there. So it is good news for them. But the replacement, number 16, for it will be Andre Hugo Fenta. Little offload out the back, and now it's going to be Dan Duplessis down the wing. He's going to be tackled late by David Creel, I thought. But now it is going to be Madosh Tambwe. Yes, they are going back for the penalty here. And it is going to be for the late tackle from David Creel on. It was Dan Duplessis running down the wing. Horson was a block. I think he got injured as well, says Jerome. And also we have got there, if we lay low now and stop attacking, we're going to lose the Western Province as well, says Achilles. And also, come on, Western Province, let's go, says Jackie. And all the years the Bulls lack in the second half, don't know why, says Carl. And also only two teams beat them, Western Province and the Sharks, says Jerome. Yeah, and they were both very early on in the competition, I believe. I believe one was in round 1, of course, against the Western Province, and the second in about round 7. And the first or the other game up against the Sharks got cancelled. So I'm wondering whether or not we'll get to see a repeat in the final. Don't polish that ball yet as well, says Chris. And also we have got Kyle. We actually usually dominate second half. I don't know. We got that info, says Kelly's. And also we have got Western Province ate a bowl of Wheaties on their break. But yeah, Dan Duplessis kicking it down the window. David Creel just making the tackle on him. This is a beautiful rolling ball here for the Western Province. Really getting it going. 25 metres out, and they are marching forward at a rapid pace here. Going to be in the hands of Andre Hugo Fenta. They have been told to use it once. Paul DeVet here has got this one. Going to be going to the left-hand side. Dan Duplessis with a beautiful step. Has been dragged down, though, in the tackle of Marcel Kutze. Short side once again available. And at this stage, just going to be hitting the ball up. I believe there was kneeling for Shea, but no one with him. And because of it was a penalty to the Bulls, and they didn't protect the ball very well at all there, Western Province. And it was straight on the ball, the man in the number 8 jersey, which in this one is Heinrich Lowe. We have got Peter, not really. Bulls still going to win as well, says Achilles. And also we have got there, do I sense some panic in the Bull supporters tone, as well, says Peter Williams, sorry. And well, 38-12, as well, says Barry Green. And also Bulls are now, now playing as well, says Jan Fenta. And 51-19 for the prediction from Lottie Smith. Kicking for the touchline here once again. It is going to be Horson getting some good meters on all the kicks he has been doing. Also still sitting 100% for his kicking, 6 from 6. He's hit them from the sideline, has just been putting them down the middle for fun. Would love to see Currie Cup winner play NPC final winner maybe in the future, says Albert. That would be pretty awesome indeed. And that's the thing, I've been missing my Bunnings NPC here in New Zealand. The national provincial competition, we've had it about 3 weeks in a row. It's been postponed, and I'm very excited to see when it gets to come back. Hopefully it's only in a couple of weeks' time, and we will get to see a lot more of the action, because there are some very good games that are happening in that competition as well as this Currie Cup. And then the United Rugby Championship, only a couple weeks away. The opening round, going to have Sharks. Oh, Husson once again with a little chip in behind. Going to be taken by Peterson. Now it's Edward van der Merwe trying to pierce the line, trying to break through. Not quite able to, though. Has been dragged down in the end by Mornay Smith. Play on, tackle made as the call from the referee. Looks like almost a rolling maul starting up here for the Western Province. And it's it's going to be a little knock on. No, they've called it a maul, and because of it, it is going to be the Bulls who have got the scrum fee. But yeah, it is going to be the United Rugby Championship. The opening round, I believe it is the Sharks taking on Munster and the Bulls taking on Leinster, or vice versa. But those are two very big games. Give it Horns Bulls as well, says Georgia. NPC coming back next weekend, I think, as well as Katie Dixon. I hope so, although Auckland are still in level 4 lockdown for another 2 weeks, I believe, at this stage. So hopefully we do get to see those games sooner rather than later. And by then, I might end up having my new headset. I've been looking at options. A lot of them are they're very expensive, those headsets, I've learned, because I want to get myself a broadcasting one to be able to increase the quality, but I need a whole heap of adapters as well. You got to plug in like one thing to another thing, then to another thing to plug it into the PC, and then with the other cord you got to plug it in to an adapter to then plug into the other hole of the PC. So I'm going to need about 3 different adapters for a headset that I'm looking at, but hopefully we will be able to have myself and also George having our commentary coming through the headsets, which will be pretty awesome indeed. That one has gone down, and that's the first one of the match that we are going to have a scrum reset so far, which is actually pretty good to be 52 minutes through. Wonder Guru myself are going to talk to him later as well, says Achilles. It's strange that he not doing this game, Achilles, because normally he has done a lot of those Currie Cup ones. So that seems, maybe, I know a while ago he had a power outage for a couple rounds ago for the Rugby Championship, so perhaps could be either Wi-Fi or something to do with that perhaps, but I'm not too sure. It is a bit strange not seeing him here. Can you show us the game? As well, says Christopher. Unfortunately, due to licensing, if I was to show any match footage or audio, they would end up taking us down straight away off YouTube for 3 months. So I am sorry, but I can tell you that the highlights of this game will be on the Springboks YouTube channel in the next kind of 24 hours or so. They are normally around that 24 hours late, but they will be on there for you guys to be able to check out for you guys. I said you guys about 6 times there. That's going to be a penalty to the Bulls. At scrum time for the front row collapsing there against the Western Province. They have got the 1 replacement so far. No, 2 replacements. And it was Blula and also Andre Hugo Fenta, Johan Orson. He is going for the post, which will extend this lead outside of 3 converted tries, sorry. He is not happy with himself. The number 17, 38, 19 as well. I will talk to Guru after the game as well. Says Achilles, and also we have got there in the chat, Province need 3 converted tries if they were to win, and the Bulls must not score 1 penalty, says Roman. Unfortunately, this is the 1 penalty that they are just about to get. Johan Orson sitting 6 from 6, although I might jinx him. So we will have to wait and see. And we have got, okay, bro, but I like your commentary as well. Thank you very much, mate. Do appreciate you being here. We also got Guru, I thought was streaming, but it was disappeared. Forever Sports Steve was supposed to stream, but it disappeared too. Am I hallucinating? Am I the only one who is doing this game? Surely not, because like it is currently 8:11 p.m. in South Africa, and it is currently 6:11 a.m. here in New Zealand. So I'm not sure what's happened to all of the guys from South Africa who would normally do these live streams. Seems a little bit weird that both of them are missing rather than just the one, but that one has gone over. So now it's 41 points to the Bulls and 19 to the Western Province, and Katie perhaps as well, says Achilles, and Western Province, says George, and we have got there in the chat, it's weird, he normally is on for the important game, says Barry Green as well. Yeah, it seems strange that for a semi-final that no one is covering it. Gareth Mason doing it. Okay, so we got one South African who is still covering the game at this stage, which is good news. I feel like if it was just myself, it would feel a little bit weird because I am not from South Africa, and some people can't actually understand the New Zealand accent too well. Definitely not when I'm saying about 500 words a minute. It does make it very difficult for some people to be able to follow along because I get a bit excited and end up just speed rambling. Johan Orson now looking for the touchline, and he has found it with the kick, playing bit of that territory game now by the looks of it. He's not too happy with it, but it is still a good kick. It has found the touchline. Where in New Zealand are you commentating from? I am in the South Island, so the easiest way to describe it is probably Christchurch. Do you guys know where Christchurch is? Because if you know where Christchurch is, I am 2.5 hours / almost 3 hours south of Christchurch. So I'm in the South Island of New Zealand, halfway in between the Crusaders and the Highlanders for their location. And we have also got there, fun fact, the 2 opposition hookers are like best friends. They were the prop and hooker for their school, Grey College as well. Says Rono, that is actually pretty awesome that they are kind of playing as 2 separate sides. And one of them was a prop at college. So that is an interesting one as well. The fact that he decided to switch to being the hooker for this one. That one's going to bounce up nicely for the Western Province, and they're once again going to have this ball 40 metres out from their line. Diamani has been making plenty of metres throughout this game so far. Straight on the ball for the Bulls. It's available. He's stolen it there. And once again, they are going to get this ball. Heinrich Lowe was the man who was able to do so. Kutzer now passes it back. Swanepoel Horson with the quick hands. Nice pass on the outside to David Creel. Now it's a little chip in behind on the inside. It's going back for the penalty though. I believe it is going to be a penalty for the Storm. It's thinking about taking it quickly there, De Jong, but now has decided against it in the end. They are going to be kicking this one for the touchline by the looks of it. And we have got currently in Zambia, but gents and ladies love the comments as well, says Chris. And also we have got his right smack dab in the middle of Dunedin plus Christchurch as well. And that is well and truly, 100%. I am it's interesting. You can either go an hour and a half south for Dunedin or 2.5 hours south for Dunedin or 2.5 hours south north for Christchurch. I had a shocker there with my geography, but pretty much it's a decent location to be. We haven't got the big cities like Auckland. That is the whole separate island. I believe that is going to be the penalty in the end, going the way of the Western Province. So 56 minutes gone in this match, and now they have got the line out here. Andre Hugo Fenta going to the front, finds the hands of the captain, Ernest van Renen, and they are trying to get this one rolling here. Can they get a try very soon here, the Western Province? They need it if they want any chance of being able to make it into the final of the Currie Cup. Still going just outside of the 22. Paul de Vet now passes it back. Flat ball from it was Dan Duplessis, gives it to it is a Diamani once again. That man has carried for at least 50 metres so far. Just charging his way forward was the number 16, and it's going to be a penalty. Taking the quick tap here. Paul de Vet trying to link up on the outside once again. Fouchier just throwing himself at the line. Paul de Vet passes it now into the hands of Johan de Toy. They're getting close, only 5 metres out now. Going back, they've got another advantage as well here, the Western Province. This is looking good for them. They are in a perfect position round the side there. Just being short of the line. It's going to be stolen in the breakdown, but they are going to be getting the penalty anyway, and he's not giving the ball up by the looks of it. Not too keen to give it back. Jan Hendricks Vessel, sorry. And we also got how far or as far as I know, Kiwi lads, you were the only dude streaming this game. Gareth Mason was, but he's is currently drunk off his ass and just ended a stream, says Matthew. Did he actually? Am I? Surely I can't be. I'm from New Zealand. You know, like this is undeveloped territory, I guess you could say, in terms of the factor of normally I don't think I've had a game so far that I've been the only one streaming the Currie Cup. And I'm not even from South Africa. That's weird. That everyone, it seems to be a cursed game or something. No one seems to want to do it at this stage. And we have got, don't know what they are doing. Guru and Kiwi lads the best, as I says good. And also we have got there, Barry, I'll go feed myself, Sharks in the middle of the sea as well. And we have got there, he's been to Christchurch. He's been to Christchurch in 2007, loved it. As well, even visited the old stadium before it was knocked down. And also we have got there, Bulls will win the Currie Cup, says Sean O'Farrell. And also we have got there, game over, says Bones. It's interesting. They're a few meters out at the moment. They are just going to be looking upstairs to see whether or not this is a game over or not game over. This is possibly going to be a yellow card to Marcel Kutzer at the stage, and hot as well, says it Birdie V. And also we have got there, we'll all flock towards the Kiwi Lads HQ in Southern Canterbury in 2023 for the Rugby World Cup watch along. That would be pretty awesome as well, to be able to do some sort of Rugby World Cup watch along. What was Gareth Mason doing as well? Says Barry Green. I'm not sure. I know that he was the only one that I know of just from before that you guys mentioned that we're actually doing, that was actually doing the game. But now, if he is gone, then I guess it is just myself. So welcome everyone who has been tuning in. Oh, okay, that's interesting. So it's gone upstairs to the TMO, and they were originally checking, I believe, for foul play against the Bulls, but it's going to be reversed, and it's going to become a scrum feed for the Bulls. I think it might have been for a little knock on there, if I'm not wrong. And we always got there in the chat, yes, George, because of the way they are playing now. You can hear we are going straight through the finals as well. And also Bulls will beat the Sharks in the final. And also you bring the coffee and I'll bring the fried chicken as well, says BDV. Keen as for that fried chicken. Tell you what, KFC opened up recently in New Zealand once again because of the lockdown. And there were lines out to the roadsides. Like everyone was trying to stock up on their KFC. And George, of course, did end up going to that one to KFC yesterday, I believe. What's your opinion? Him being drunk on a live stream. As I says, Barry Green, I guess if it's something that he wants to do, it's like, I guess it's up to him because it is his channel. Like I haven't even drunk water on my live streams, so I feel like that's just my kind of personal thing. But I mean, if it works for him, it is fair enough, I guess. And if his viewers enjoy watching it, then that is awesome as well. It was almost an awesome pass, but it was a bounce pass. Edward van der Merwe, has he got that one? No, I think the foot is in touch. He went like this last time. I'll just go like this now. We'll just calm down. Was that a try? Was that the hat trick for Edward van der Merwe? Would you do it, Kiwi, as well? Says Barry Green. I would have to take some very heavy persuading because of the fact that, normally, my brain doesn't work at the best of times in terms of say a word's quick enough for me to catch up. So if you added any type of alcohol into that, it just wouldn't run smoothly. But we are going to be going upstairs to see whether or not this is going to be a try. If not, there is still the advantage for the Western Province. Come on, the Western Province. I don't want to eat devil wings, please. As well, says Jackie. That sounds like you've made a bet. That doesn't sound ideal at all. KFC opens, George. I'll just nip out and tend to the chicken as well, says Sebastian. Yeah, it's he loves his KFC. Wicked wings are George's favourite thing, other than M&M's, of course, as well. And wait, what happened to Guru? Chat balked out on me, and I think I missed his message. Is he okay? Edward van der Merwe has scored that try. He somehow bent the body. He's a contortionist. Is that the right word? The ones who bend their bodies all over the place. I'm not very flexible. I can't even touch my toes. But Edward van der Merwe, I bet you he could touch his toes, probably with a full rotation, that man, because he has somehow squeezed his way around close to the touchline. We're talking only about this much, and he's somehow been able to keep himself in the field of play. It is going to be the try. Fought the... Never mind. It's been cancelled. There's no control over the ball. So it's going back for the penalty. I take that all back. No control over the ball. He is not too happy about it, Edward van der Merwe, at this stage. Smiling about it now, but he will be hurting on the inside. 19 p.m. in Iraq at the moment. Says Gareth, go Bulls as well. So at this stage, it must also be 8:19 p.m. in South Africa, if I'm not wrong. For you guys who are wondering when the next semi-final game is, it is going to be tomorrow, and it will be taking place at 5 p.m. South African time is when the kickoff is. So if you are new, be sure to hit that subscribe button. We are going to be covering that game as well. It is going to be a 3 a.m. game here in New Zealand, but it is going to be worth it, and we are going to be following that one once again. But yeah, if you are new, be sure to hit that subscribe button. At the moment, We are flying up in terms of the subscribers. They are going with the quick tap. Once again, no, they're going with the scrum here. What is the time as well, says Hanley. At this stage, we are sitting for this one. It says 64 minutes, but we are 59 minutes through this game. So the Western Province, they need a try very soon. And if it is the time where I am, it is 6:20 a.m. at the moment. I'm going off a couple hours of sleep so far, but we are going to have a weird schedule for the next couple of days because of the fact that we have got the Currie Cup game tomorrow as well that we are going to be covering. I did a bid. If we win, he needs to eat 12. And if we lose, I need to eat 12, says Jackie. So you will definitely be hoping that there will be a try very soon. And Nabakaba making his way out onto the field, replacing Diamani, who has been very solid throughout this one. And we have Scott Guru's okay. It's just he's not live streaming today. Very weird as well, says Barry Green. Perhaps he is saving his energy for the final next week. Could be the case because that is going to be a big game indeed. And it is currently 8:20 p.m. in South Africa and also going to be a 70-point game, like you said, says Katie Dixon. It looked like it was going to be 100 right at the start. We have had 60 points so far. So if the Western Province can score right now, we will still have that on the table. But Paul DeVet's going to be putting in this ball. But the fact that they already had like 2 or 3 tries after the first 10 minutes or so, that's going to be in the hands of the Western Province. It's going up in the front row. So it is going to be a scrum reset. They were working their way forward, and it was actually going to be Dean Forey, who was going to be grabbing that ball, which is an interesting one. I don't think I've ever seen a scrum that the number 6 has been the man to pick up the ball rather than the number 8. Unless, of course, they have had a reshuffle. Maybe he was off the back instead. Maybe I was just not paying enough attention. Yeah, Nabakaba's actually off the side, so that makes a lot more sense in that regard. And we have got, when you arrive at Hamish's house, we just knock and say, Hamish, we got some coffee and fried chicken as well, says Bertie V. And also Funabeva took up rugby after quitting Cirque du Soleil as well. So he would definitely be very flexible in that regard. He can jump very high as well, which I feel like is absolutely awesome for him. Definitely against these taller opponents, being able to win that high ball can be absolutely crucial. I would love to the lad in the live stream today, says Barrageen, and also as the 65th minute correct or not. Unfortunately, that one is wrong. We are at 60 minutes at the moment, but it is a live scoreboard online, so I can't actually affect it now. It's going to be Tim Swill driving at the line a couple meters short. They did end up winning the penalty, and they are going to be extremely close to the line now. Paul DeVet looking like it's going to Tennyson, trying to spin. Going to be shut down by the Bulls, so only a couple meters out from the line. It's a drop ball. And that is the moment that could have just cost the Western Province the game. It's a knock on, and it's going to be a scrum fee for the Bulls there. Wasn't the best pass in the end, but Dion Blula wasn't able to get that one. Who's got Mason is drunk? I can't even hear what he's saying as well, says Kyle. And also we have gone from South Africa and a Bull supporter. Bulls are going to win, says Hendrick. And at this stage, it seems like that is going to be the case. So who do you guys, as Bull supporters, who do you want to see up against you guys in the final? Would you prefer the Sharks or would you prefer the Griquas? And I know that some people would say that the Griquas might be the easier game, but are you wanting to have a rematch of last year's Currie Cup final? Do let me know. We have got you should knock on the door while I hide in the bushes, and then I just crawl down the chimney like Santa Claus as well, says Katie Dixon. Van Rooyen is going to be coming out onto the field as well as Duplessis. So making a few changes here for the Bulls late in this match. Still 19 minutes left in this one. And we have got Bulls Griquas as well, says Bertie V. At this stage. So Bulls Griquas could be an interesting final. And like someone mentioned, the last time that happened was 1970. Very long time ago, but would be a very exciting game indeed. And Hyde facing the Sharks in the final, says Bertie V. Yeah, that is a good point. The Sharks, I want a real match as well, says Christopher. And also we have got their Bulls Griquas. And I think the Sharks, says Alexander, and Bulls and Sharks, says Jan Fenter. So it sounds like people want to see the Sharks in that final perhaps. So they will have to get that win over the Griquas. It'll be an interesting one. The front row's going down here. And it is going to be now another reset. Now, it is going to be a name that is very tough for me to say. It's going to be Simpwane Matanzima or something along those lines. I feel like I got the second name not too badly, but the first name, Simpwane, You guys who know how to speak Afrikaans are probably just laughing in my face at this stage with that pronunciation. Bulls are on fire as well, says Alexander. I prefer the Sharks, says Kyle. And also we have got their Bulls is eating the Storm as winter is over. No Storm in sight, only Bulls feed as well, says Dismarin. Hopefully I pronounced that correctly. Province play against themselves as well, says Jerome. Yeah, unfortunately, too many penalties given away in the first half. That led 2 points for the Bulls. Now it's going to be a massive push from the Bulls at scrum time, going for the penalty as well. And they are now going to be able to clear their lines. We play anyone in the final as well. And here's an interesting question. Are there any Kiwis in the stream apart from Hamish? I believe David, if he is still here, is possibly here. But other than myself, we might even end up getting a few of the players or not the players, the subscribers who are waking up here in New Zealand, since we are almost sitting at 6:30 a.m. So we might have a few early risers who might end up tuning in for the later stages of this one. Your pronunciation of the names is good, bro, as well, says Java Guru. Thank you very much, mate. And I think that it's thanks to you guys in the chat. Like, anytime I get one wrong, you guys kind of end up just almost spelling it out in a way that I can end up saying. And I do appreciate it, because of it, we are a lot closer to being able to pronounce these names as best as we can. Better than mine as well, let's go. And also we have got there Hamish and myself just plan home invasion when we are in New Zealand as well. Or Hamish, Katie Dixon and myself have planned a home invasion. I am keen. I mean, if you want to show up, we will definitely have some chicken and also some coffee. But that sounds of it. We have what's got there. That was good. As well, says Matthew. And also we have got the Sharks win easy, says George. And thanks for the commentary, says Alexander. No worries, mate. If you are new to the channel, be sure to hit that subscribe button. We are going to be back for the semi-final tomorrow, and then also the final next week, which should be a very exciting game. Now it is going to be Jacques Duplessis getting one of his first carries of this match for the Bulls. 40 metres out now from the Western Province line. Zach Berger going to be firing this ball back to Marcel Kurtz, just trying to break the line once again for the Bulls, and they would love to score themselves another try, and this could be the time to do it. Johan Olsen with the cross kick into the hands of Madosh Tumbwe. They've actually shut him down pretty well throughout the match so far. Madosh Tumbwe hasn't been able to get that run in rugby that he often likes to do. And other than that very first, that's a good kick from Zach Berger. Kicking it behind, going to be taken by Edouard Funamua on the right boot, kicking it downfield. Yeah, other than that first try of Cornell Hendricks, we haven't actually seen too much of him either. So it's interesting. The Bulls have really been hitting it up in that midfield and running it hard with the forwards. And it has been working out for them. And Johan Hulsen, the number 10 jersey, done very nice. So we have got Kyle. He is from New Zealand. Welcome into the live stream, mate. It is good to see you. I forgot it so early in the morning in New Zealand as well, says Sebastian. Although, like I mentioned, we might end up having a few of you guys coming in who would normally wake up nice and early here in New Zealand. We have got there in the chat, Bulls and Sharks in the final as well, says William. And also we have got there awesome stuff, says Birdie Van. Good try, says Math Proof. And also we have got, we got to build a fort out of couch cushions and everything, says Katie Dixon. And Bulls versus Sharks, says Yako, for what he would like to see in the final. And anyone who hasn't already, be sure to leave a like on this live stream. Also, be sure to vote in that poll who you think is going to be winning this match. I think it is pretty obvious at this stage who you guys will be picking, but I'm interested to see how high that percentage can get. But it is going to be now. That was not who I thought it was it? Yeah, it was Keegan Johannes making his way onto the field for it. Was Zach Berger. Is that a decent game? At number 9, just woke up as well, says Kyle. And also we have got there, hey, maybe cousin, I hope you're doing awesome. As well, says Matthew Dixon. And if Bulls get a try, it's game over, says Achilles. Yeah, at this stage, they are looking like they are possibly going to be working their way towards that, because 25 metres out, they're going to go for another rolling mill. Just woke up from goal, and we're sitting on 73 likes as well. So thank you all very much for tuning in. Going to the back now over the top. Going to be claimed here by the Western Province. So a little bit of a lifeline in that regard. Going to be going back now. Tim Swell passes it across field. They got a bit of space to Young on the outside. He's dropped the ball. And that is not what they could afford to do there, unfortunately for them. Just ending up handling errors and penalties against them is not what you can afford in a semi-final. What is your prediction for New Zealand versus Australia? That's a tough one. I think the Aussies will come to play in that one, but it will be that situation of, I think it's going to be close, maybe only 7 points different. I'm going to back the All Blacks, but I wouldn't be surprised if the Australians can get a win there. And we have got Aue behind like 4 minutes as well, says Hanley. Unfortunately, it is more the case of them kind of ending up putting the wrong score and also the wrong time up sometimes. So we are actually live. We are probably sitting at about 66 minutes, but I'm sitting at 65 and a half or so. But they normally, like they had in the first half, they gave the Western Province a try that they didn't even get in the game. They were just like, you know what, this scoreboard, we'll just give them 17 points now instead of 12. So they kind of adjust it by themselves. So that one will probably be up to about 84 on that clock by the time the game is over. But at this stage, we are sitting 65 and a half minutes through this one as well. I'm going New Zealand by 10 as well, says Birdie V. And also Bulls park the bus as well, says Jerome. And one try conversion and penalty, says Kyle. At this stage now, it is going to be King and Johannes feeding this ball in for the Bulls 35 metres out. It's going to be a big push once again, and scrum time's looking dangerous. It's going to be an advantage for the Bulls. Going to be now second advantage is the call. It's going to be Forster now trying to drive his way forward once again. Going short side. Quick hands. Looking very good from Johan Olsen. Out to Cornell Hendricks, a man who I mentioned we haven't really seen too much of. Now we are getting to see him once again. He was able to score the first try of the match in only the first 5 minutes. Little offload not quite linking up there. Going back for the penalty to the Bulls, though. And it is just penalty after penalty against the Western Province. 7:30 p.m. here in Wales, watching half watching this and half watching Ulster versus Saracens over my end of the world. Saracens currently leading 26 points to 7. For anyone interested, I really want to watch those games of preseason, but they don't have them here in New Zealand because also there is the game happening between the USA and Canada. That's going to be kicking off in 2 hours' time, but nowhere in New Zealand is showing it, unfortunately, so I'm not going to be able to do my watch-along live stream like I normally would for Rugby World Cup qualifying matchups. But yeah, I wish that I was going to be able to for that game. It's nice seeing the Western Province to say they still stand a chance as well. Says Achilles, he is throwing shots in the chat at the moment. We also got their Hamish, thanks for you. We would not know what happens. Well, this is awesome game playing right now as well, says Chris. Thank you very much, mate. And that is one thing that I feel like the goal of the channel has always been is to provide commentary for you guys who aren't able to see the games live, and also just kind of have that group environment in the chat. And it's just pretty awesome that you guys are all pretty positive at the same time as well, which is kind of surprising. At the start, when I started doing it, I thought that everyone was going to be like aggressive because of the fact that I wasn't able to show the game. But you guys in the chat are absolutely awesome, and it does make these about 10 times more fun while I am doing them as well. We have also got, what is the time, says Yako. At this stage, we are sitting 67 minutes through this game, and once again, it's going to be the Bulls only 5 meters out after that line-out win, and Nokia getting close. It's going to be Johannes, little inside ball, nice set play, and Cornell Hendricks scores the try, and that's how you jinx it. I said he hadn't had the ball too much, and then twice in the last minute, he's touched the ball, and he scored it, diving over the top of the breakdown. He's a happy man. He's going for the hat-trick as well, but the Bulls now, they are hoping to work their way towards 50 by the looks of it. We have also got in there, we were not supposed to play here. We were lucky as well, says Jerome. And also we have got the Barrett Bros will be too good for the Aussies. And someone actually put a stat towards me, and they were like 20% of the starting lineup for the All Blacks is Barrett's. And I was like, that sounds like quite a few when you think about it. But Bowden Barrett at 10, Geordie Barrett at 15, and Scott Barrett going to be slotting in at 5. Starts looking like a Nokia score as well, says Alexander. And also no final easy as well, but Greek may prove a better balanced final as well, says Gareth. And also we have got Common Bulls make it 50 as well, says Albert. And yes, Bulls in the chat, everyone is going for them at this stage. By the sounds of it, the Bulls supporters are excited for the final. It's going to be at Loftus VERSFELD as well, which is going to be pretty awesome. Cornell is the Bulls' best player of the game as well, says Christopher. I feel like him, and also Johan Hulsen's got to be up there as well for myself, because the fact that, I mean, that was an interesting dive. He almost ended up kneeing Ernest van Renen in the head with that big jump there, Cornell Hendricks. But Johan Hulsen setting up a try earlier on in the game for Cornell Hendricks, and also scoring a try himself. Brilliant with the boot, kicking that one over as well. So the score is now 48 to the Bulls and 19 to the Western Province. And Hulsen has once kicked it into the touch at the stage, 68.5 minutes through this one. We have what's got there. No, I'm a good sportsman and loser as well, says Peter. And also 7 minutes, says Jan Fenter, although that one is just still a little bit wrong. They haven't actually updated the try yet as well, which is interesting. So it is 48 to 19. And we are 69 minutes through this game. Province, come home, please. As well, says Jerome. And also, Grant, that feeling was 100% correct. I have a feeling Western Province might not win this game. Yeah, I think at this stage, it is pretty much a certainty that they will be missing out on that final. Do they have a 3rd and 4th place playoff game in the Currie Cup? I don't believe they do. But do let me know. This is actually one of the first times I've watched a Currie Cup pretty much from start to finish, other than when the Olympics was on, because of the fact they didn't show the games in New Zealand, sadly. And we have got their come and practice for the other competition as well, says Jerome. And that's the thing, it's only a few weeks away, the United Rugby Championship, the opening round. We'll let you guys know after this game who is going to be in that opening round in terms of the fixtures. I know that it's Munsters versus the Sharks, and also Leinster versus the Bulls. And then the other game that is going to be taking place, I believe, will be the Lions against another side that I can't quite think of at the top of my head. I've also got there 86 likes, 12 minutes left. Smash that like button, says Birdie. If you haven't already, be sure to, and we will see whether or not we can make it to 100. And at this stage, seems like the Western Province, they haven't quite given up in this game. It's just going to be a little bit too much for them to be able to do so. Once again, Nabakaba around the side of the breakdown, 30 meters out now. The knees are on the ground. They have to release them. Can the Western Province get another try? They would be happy enough, I think, if they were able to get one more, because of the fact that it would be a bonus point in the regular rounds. It's going to be a penalty to the Western Province here, no 3rd place as well, says Albert. I feel like I just wanted to see more games, to be fair. We have got Pit Bulls against New Zealand, says Ben Van Nijkerk. Hopefully I pronounced that correctly. And we have got no only final, says Lottie, and also no playoff for 3rd and 4th. Points determine how the table will end as well, says LZB. So if that was the case, does that mean, I guess Western Province would finish 4th, and then whoever loses that game between the Sharks and also the Grecos would end up finishing 3rd, if I'm not wrong there, And we have also got there, Currie Cup is the world's oldest rugby competition, says Albert. And that's the thing. To think that it's only now that I have started following it, like I only just got back into my rugby about a year and a half ago. And then from there, I've just been watching every single fixture that I can. I watched the Rainbow Cup South Africa. Also have been watching, Super Rugby, international fixtures, the Rugby Championship going on at the moment. I'm going to be covering the Springboks taking on the Wallabies, if that is something you guys are interested in. And then, of course, the 100th match between the Springboks and the All Blacks. What a game that's going to be between those two sides. So Chris Spiff now making his way out into the field. That is going to be replacing Forster as well in the number 12 jersey. So they've decided to leave out Johan Horsen, and Tumbwe coming off the field for Stravino Jacobs as the other change. But the Western Province now have got the rolling maul opportunity, breaking off the back, and he's made it as well. What a try for Andre Hugo Fenta, just driving forward, breaking the line and just going for it, scoring the try. Try now, please. As well, says Zane Legend, there was indeed Andre Hugo Fenta was the man who was able to score a second Carling Currie Cup try for him. And at this stage, it says 76, but we are only 70 minutes through. So there's still a chance that we will be able to see maybe one or two more tries in this one. We have got there. In fact, I'll have that be now. Good luck, Bulls, for the final as well, says Peter Williams. And also we have got there in the chat, Stormers versus Benetton is the match that is going to be taking place, says Matthew Dixon. So, of course, they will be... South Africans are probably hoping that the Stormers can win that game quite comfortably, I would think. And that one's going to be missed, unfortunately, for Tim Swell. But that would be the bonus point here for the Western Province if we were sitting in the normal rounds. But, of course, this is a semi-final. There is a winner and there will be a loser. And at this stage, the Western Province, they aren't giving up, though. They keep on fighting. They're trying to find their way over the try line one or two more times. And if they do, we are going to be getting close to a 100-point game so far. We have had a total of 72 points in this one. The Western Province comeback is back on as well, says Grant, although they have only got 8 minutes to do so. Christopher Smith running up to the halfway line, and he is going to be kicking off this 100th match between the Boks and the All Blacks. Should not be played in Townsville, Australia. Should be in New Zealand in South Africa as well. I agree that it would have been very nice to be able to have one of those games like it was originally going to be in Dunedin, which hopefully it was going to be the case. But yeah, in the end, has been called to Townsville, which I believe can hold about 30,000. So there's going to be a few South Africans and also Kiwis in Australia who will get to go to that game. But yeah, it would have been nice to see it. One on South African soil, one on New Zealand soil in an ideal world. But unfortunately, the games all had to be rescheduled and go into Brisbane as well. Like my brother-in-law would say, after a Bulls versus Western Province game, simply the best as well, says Peter Williams. And at this stage now, they haven't given up, though, the Western Province. They're still trying to go, but Nokia trying to get on the ball, but not quite able to. Quick tap taken by Masimla now. And he is going to be finding a bit of space down the middle of the field, trying to link up. Beautiful wide ball now. Gives it to Pretorius down the wing. It is going to now be the quick step in Tristan Lades. He has been tackled, so they have to release him 25 metres out. Masimla once again going back. Sergio Peterson joining the line, trying to link up. Big tackle on him, though. By, I believe it was the replacement, Lucia Prop. Kneeling for Share, driving forward once again. Masimla now going back across where Tim Swell sells the dummy, goes himself offload on the inside, not quite able to link up though, and now it is going to be in the hands of the Bulls. They have been able to claim it inside of their own 22. David Creel playing halfback for this one, firing it back to Johan Olsen, who will be kicking it downfield. And it is a very good kick downfield from Olsen once again. What time of the game now? We are currently sitting 73 minutes through this one. So it says 79 there, but we are only sitting 73 and a half in this one as well. We've got 88 likes, y'all. Hog tie the like button and slap it as well, says Katie Dixon. Yeah, let's see if we can get to 100 likes before the end of this live stream. If you haven't already, be sure to leave that like. We are currently sitting on 90, 10 to go to be able to get there. Also, if you haven't already, be sure to subscribe. We are going to be covering the Currie Cup games that are coming up and also the United Rugby Championship fixtures that are going to be coming up in late September. We're going to be covering all of the South African games that we can to see how they go up against the Pro 14 sides. We have got 2 more points balls as well, says Albert, and also Boks and All Blacks is going to be the game of the year, says Alexander. And at this stage, it's got a huge match feel. It's almost like, I think people are as hyped as it for this game between the Boks and the All Blacks as the game of the World Cup final. And I know that sounds like an interesting statement, but I think it's just one of those ones that everyone wants to see this 100th matchup. And we are going to get to see it very soon. Indeed, Stravino Jacobs now breaking out of the tackles. It was Cornell Hendricks breaking the line, but Evo van der Merwe was able to stop another cover, trying to get on that ball, not quite able to. Penalty against the Western Province once again. Still 6 to go, says Skullcast. Is indeed currently sitting 74 and a half minutes. It says 80 here. They are well and truly off with their time. And we have got hit that like button to make it 100. And Bulls already in the finals. Well played, says Leonard. And also go Bulls, says Jan Fenter. 97, says Katie Dixon. So we are flying towards getting to that 100. And let's each give Hamish 10 likes, each person give him 10 likes as well, says Achilles. Imagine that. We would be sitting on almost 1,000. Show your scoreboard, please. As I says Christopher, at this stage, that is actually a very good point to be able to do so. One moment, we will switch it to this one because they are a little bit off in that regard in terms of the time. So what we will do is we will go like that, and we will go like this, and we will quickly go like maybe something. Oh, that's not a symbol. That's not a real number. That is, though. We'll go like this, and we'll go like that, or something along those lines, and then we will end up, I will take away this one so that you guys know that we are currently sitting around 76 minutes through this game, and it is 48 to the Bulls, 24 to the Western Province. And we have got 100 stuff as well, says Chris, so we have already hit the 100 likes, which is absolutely incredible. Thank you all very much for the support on this live stream. We are going to be back tomorrow with the Griquas taking on the Sharks. What a run that is, and it's a forward pass. So they are going to be going back, but they had the advantage once again. The Bulls, fun fact, are the same score when Western Province and the Bulls played each other in round one. It's just reversed, says Barry Green. That is a good point. And I have actually got those fixtures from the earlier rounds that I can put up on the screen. As we can see here, was it Loftus as well? So they have almost redeemed themselves and done the full 180 and been able to get this score to the complete reverse, but it's not over yet. Chris Smith now going to be kicking for the corner. The Bulls want the 50 points, and that is exactly what they may be able to get in the later stages. Bulls are good as well. Says Jan Fenter, Western Province supporters, thanks for coming. Too bad you lost as well, says George. That was very blunt. 300 plus viewers and 100 likes. I think this is the most productive Currie Cup live stream we've had so far. I think it might be, which is very awesome indeed. Although I think that is also down to the fact that for some reason, a lot of the South African guys who normally do these live streams haven't actually got this one going, which seems weird for a semi-final as well. Seems like one of those bigger moments, but that is going to be going to the front there. And on the outside, Dan Duplessis. Or sorry, it was not Dan Duplessis. It was Jux Duplessis, but it was an offside. No, it was just player leaving feet. So now it's going to be a penalty to the Western Province a few minutes out from their line. We have got that's good, bro. As well says Christopher. And also we have got there, I think the Box to play in front of spectators for the first time in 2 years. It's going to be epic for them. That is a very good point. The first game up against the Wallabies, they will have a crowd, which will feel weird because of the fact that, like you mentioned, they haven't had a game like they've had the games up against Georgia, the British and Irish Lions, Argentina, all crowdless. But now I'm not sure what they're expecting in terms of the population, or not the population, in terms of the amount of people going to the games. I assume they'd expect a sellout for the option of the first ever game for the Springboks on in Australian soil in a long time. We will update it to 78 minutes. So we are a little bit closer to the correct time, and we have got there. Here we all are in the chat, being the monkeys from Jumanji as well, says Katie Dixon. But at this stage now, the Western Province once again going to be going for it. 35 metres out from their own line, almost stolen in the breakdown by, it was the number 8, which in this one is Heinrich Lowe. He's already done it a couple of times already. Are they saying it's a rolling maul? They know they are not. So Masimla now going to be able to pass it back to Tim Swill. Little kicking behind, linking up with the man on the outside. It's a little knock on, but now it's going to be Stravino Jacobs down the wing. Tackled by Nabakaba. And currently 40 metres out here for the Bulls once again, going back across field. Nice little offload on the inside. Trying to go again, not quite able to there. Almost blowing the whistle there, the referee, but decides against it. In the end, it's going to be Chris Smith. Passes it back now. Going for a little bit of the territory game. Sees the space in behind. Just kicks it straight out on the full, though, unfortunately, for Harold Foster. Believe it was. So that was not ideal for him one, but we have got there. Bulls can do it for the 50 points, or can go for the 50 points, says Christopher. And also we have got Beware, the Vampire Monkeys, as our try times as well, says Zane Legend. I will get all of those stats straight after the match. I will be able to find out exactly the times of them, but there were a lot of early ones in this matchup that were being scored. I will quickly see if I can find them at this stage to see whether or not we have got the times of the try scorers. I don't think it's going to tell me. It's just going to tell me who scored them, unfortunately, at this stage. So it's not quite going to tell me, but hopefully after the match it will update it. But now it's going to be De Jong with a little bit of a rough pass on the outside. Edward van der Merwe just tapping it forward, though. It's going to be sitting up for him, and he is going to be backing himself. He steps on the inside. He's going to score. Edward van der Merwe almost at the hat trick earlier on, but that time he has now got it. So the Western Province going to be able to possibly get themselves to 30 points in this game. And we are now sitting very close to full time. We are 79 minutes through this game. Possibly one more play after this kick, but there is only another 30 seconds left in this one. Imagine Griquas upsetting the Sharks tomorrow, says Kristen. It would be huge for the Griquas. Like someone mentioned, the last time it was Bulls versus Griquas in the final, it was 1970. And hey, everyone, let's go. What's up, brother Hamish? Got a massive high for just a massive high five, brother. We are excited here in Perth. The city is buzzing for the match on Sunday from Robbie the Maori as well. I did see that you followed us on Instagram as well. We'll have to follow you back, Robbie. So I do appreciate that. And when I do get in contact with you about the promotion, or not the promotion, but the merchandise, hopefully you will be excited for it. And I'm not sure when that's going to be coming out, though. We're going to decide whether or not we are. We probably are a little bit too early for merchandise at this stage, but we're getting closer. I think the way that the channel has been growing as of late. Thanks for the great commentary, Hamish. Catch you tomorrow for the Sharks match as well, says Albert. We will see you later. So that is going to be the full-time siren, but we still get to see one last play of this match. The Bulls, they will be kicking this one out if they do get the chance, but the Western Province, what will they be doing? It is going to be in the hands of Forty, and they're going to be driving 40. They want one more try. And tell you what, if they got another try, sitting 48-38 would look a lot better on the scoreboard. Sergio Peterson now passing it out to De Jong. Still inside of the 22, though. They've got to carry it a long way. Masimla now passing it back across field for the Western Province. And they just weren't quite able to get the win that they would have been liking here. Rikas Pretorius with a good step here, offloading it on the outside to Andre Hugo Fento, who was able to score earlier on in the match. Now it's going to be once again going to Tristan Lades. They're just going to keep on hitting up here, the Western Province. And if they have about 3 more phases, that would almost be the most phases they have had throughout this whole match with ball in hand. So it's one of those ones that maybe if they had put together a few more phases without having those penalties against them, this could have been a different story in this one. Masimla now goes back to Sergio Peterson, sells the dummy. Edward van der Merwe drops the ball, jinxed them once again. And Chris Smith, little chip in behind. They haven't given up yet. It's going to be Johan Hoosen trying to get it. Kicks it dead, Tristan Lades. And now Johan Hoosen decides he wants to play 10-pin bowling with a chair, just headbutting it. As you do, but now at this stage, that is going to be full-time. And the Bulls win this match. They are going through to the final. And it could be up against either the Griquas or the Sharks as well. 48-31 in the end as the score here. Try on the 5 meters as well. Says that Zane not quite. They weren't quite able to get over the line for the earlier try attempt, the Bulls, but then the Western Province were able to score. Edward van der Merwe just kicking it forward, and he was able to do so. We have got thanks for the great commentary, Hamish, as well, says Russell. Thank you very much for tuning in, mate. I do appreciate you being here. We have got there the George emoji from Robbie, and also we have got there as well. The Bulls would have done well in Super Rugby competition. I miss the good old days, says Alexander. Yeah, it is going to be a shame not to get to see them play up against the likes of the Crusaders, up against even the Reds and the Brumbies of Australia as well. We're going to get to see Moana Pacifica and Fiji Drua added to Super Rugby at this stage. It's going to be interesting. When is the next time we're going to get to see the likes of the Bulls play a New Zealand side? I don't know whether it's going to happen again, unless, of course, the United Rugby Championship has a change there, which is a shame because I would have absolutely loved to see some more of those games. We have got Hamish, you are the best, says Jan Fenta. Thank you very much, mate. Right back at you. And we have got thanks, Hamish, for mentioning me so many times during the commentary, says Peter Williams. No worries, mate. I feel like that is one thing that makes this so much fun as well, is being able to interact with you guys individually, but also with you guys all talking together is absolutely awesome. Hope to see the Sharks on our home ground, says Eugene. And also we have got there in the chat, yes, my bro Hamish, hit me up. I would love to show my support to the channel, the Perth Boys Revenue as well, says Robbie Bartlett. Maybe we might need to get some gym attire. Could be the case. Might be on the cards. We have got want Western Province to make it 48-38. And also thank you, Hamish, for the game as well, says good. No worries. Awesome stream, Hamish. And also we are sitting on 113 likes. So thank you all very much. And thank you all for all you do for us, says Katie as well. And I do appreciate every single one of you. Great commentary. Thanks, says Math Proof, sorry. And thanks for the commentary, Hamish, says George. I feel like I'm at the stage now that the match is over. My brain has almost stopped working. It's currently 6:50 a.m. here in New Zealand. It's a late night, but we're going to be looking through some stats to do with this match, see exactly what transpired out on the field in terms of those statistics, and seeing some running meters and everything as well, which is another one that I'm excited to see. I feel like running meters-wise, Edward van der Merwe probably pushing himself right up there again for this game. And also, thanks, guys. This was fun as well, says Go. And hopefully, we will get to see you guys back for the match tomorrow between the Sharks and the Griquas. Should be a very exciting one indeed. And it is going to be taking place at 5 p.m. New Zealand time. The one sober commentary on YouTube for this game. Thank you, Hamish, says Sebastian. Yeah, thank you very much for tuning in, mate. Right. Well, I have got some stats. I've been able to find some. I wasn't able to find too many in the first half, but there were a lot of tries. 11 tries in this match between these two sides. Well, it's got their Guru Magic didn't work this time, as it says Achilles, and also we have got their Guru Magic never worked, says it Berrigan, and thanks everyone, says Jan Fenta. Right, we have got some stats for you guys in the chat, hopefully. Yes, they have loaded. Okay, so interestingly enough, 58% possession for the Bulls in this match, so very solid with the ball in hand, that is for sure. 11 tries, like I mentioned, 18 defenders beaten for the Bulls as well. I believe that is, although that's actually got it around the other way, and that's saying that the Western Province were the team who had all of those line breaks. But at halftime, it was the completely different story. So we'll have to wait to see whether or not that is correct. We have got Where's Your Cat Kiwi lads? Who did he support as well? Says Barry Green. I believe he is actually, he must be up in the bedroom at this stage because of the fact that he was in here before the live stream. He was meowing and all sorts because he wanted a bit of food because he had just woken up. That's the thing. He's very needy at the moment. Because of the fact that I'm always up in the middle of the night, anytime like he sees me up, he's like, right, you must be up for the one reason because you are here to feed me because I've just woken up from my sleep. So pretty much as soon as he comes in a room, he's like, oh, you, food. And then he just goes back to bed afterwards, even if like he's got food in his bowl, but he'll just go, oi, you want to feed me first before you do your live stream. But 411 meters carry for the Western Province. They actually fought back very well in that second half to make it 69% possession in that second half, even more than the Bulls had in the first. And meters carried 411 to the 247. 23 defenders beaten for the Bulls, 22 for the Western Province. This was a game of two halves in terms of the possession stats, the meters carried, and everything along those lines. Offloads, they had a lot more in the second half, the Western Province as well. Tackling success, though. This says that they missed 25 tackles. I'm not sure whether it was that many, but if it was, then the Bulls also missed 22 in this match as well. And we have also got in the chat, outstanding Hamish, well done as well. Says Brian, thank you very much, mate. Do appreciate you being here. Try times 11, very solid semi-final. South Africa rugby is to be worshipped, as well, says Sebastian. And also we have got there, you kidding, we love drinking, but I woman, biltong in rugby as well, says Achilles. At the stage, penalties conceded 10 against the Western Province in their own half, and in the opponent's half, it was 6. So they actually gave away 16 to the 17 in the end of the Bulls as well. How you feel about him being needy as well, says Barry. I mean, at the end of the day, I enjoy having his company when we are in the middle of the night sometimes. Like, he has been sitting on my lap for a couple live streams in the past. As you guys know, we've got an emoji of him in the chat. So it's one of those ones that since I'm up anyway, I just decide, you know what, I'll give him some chicken or something along those lines, give him a bit of food. But player stats for this one, there's not a lot of numbers looking at this, actually. So maybe this hasn't been updated yet because of the fact that it says that Edwell Fundamovas only had 32 meters carry, but I feel like he had a lot more than that in this matchup. So maybe they haven't quite updated it. So we won't be able to have those ones. We have got there, gotta love a cat. Never know how it will annoy you next. As well, says Russell, and also best biltong in the world. Hands down, says Sebastian. But anyone who is just tuning in now, there were many tries scored in this match, 11 to be exact. The tries were scored by Cornell Hendricks in the 5th minute. In the 8th minute, it was Johan Husson who was able to score. Edwell Fundamerva fighting back a little bit for the Western Province, scoring in the 12th. Arnold Borta then scoring 3 minutes later in the 15th. Try in the 18th for Diamani. And then also, in the end, Lionel Mapo was able to score in the 28th. Marcel Kurtze was able to score in the 35th. This was all in the first half. And then in the second half, we had Fundamerva scoring the first try of the second half, Cornell Hendricks, and then it was also the try for Andre Hugo Fenta and also Edward Fundamerva once again as the other try scorer. And I believe it is Rowan Nokia who receives the player of the match. He had a very good game in that number 5 jersey. I almost said 6 for a second there. I hope that they will update their stats very soon because he had a huge amount of tackles made, I believe. But this says that he made 10 and 2 turnovers one. So if that is the case, he did very well. And then also on attack, he had quite a few carries, 7 carries to be exact there. And we always got there, like your emoji of George as well, says Barragoon. We need to add one of my face as well at some stage, I believe. But anyone who does want access to those emojis, it is the pin comment and it is the channel membership. It is $5 New Zealand a month. It does give you access to those emojis to use in the chat and a little badge next to your name, as you can see with Katie Sebastian. And also we had Robbie earlier on, who also had that little emoji. And we have got there in the chat, we need an Owen Farrell and a Tojo surprised or angry face emoji, says Achilles. If I can work out whether or not like I'm allowed to use them, I will definitely look at those options. But yeah, because I wanted to have an Ian Foster, but I don't know whether or not I'm allowed to use their faces because of the fact that they could be copyrighted depending on the image. But I will see what I can do because we also need one of my face. And then also you guys wanted to see a Maggie emoji, which is George's dog. But yeah, I think at this stage, 5 minutes to 7. Any last words you guys have about the match, be sure to put them in the chat. We'll be sticking around till 7 a.m. And then from there, I will end up going to bed, waking up, getting ready for our next live stream, which is going to be the Griquas taking on the Sharks, and that is going to be taking place at 5 a.m. New Zealand time, 3 a.m. New Zealand time, and then it will be 5 p.m. Australian. That's not the time. 5 p.m. South African time is when that next game is going to be taking place, and we will get to see exactly who is going to be taking on the Bulls at Loftus in the final, whether it will be the Sharks or whether it will be the upset victory and the Griquas will be able to get the job done. That's the thing as well. The Griquas coming off a tie, or coming off a draw, I should say, and the Sharks coming off a loss. So both sides sitting in that situation of it's going to be interesting. I'm excited for that game. And luckily, it's a little bit earlier on in the day than what this one was, because this one started at 5 a.m. New Zealand time. It was a very early one. Farrell plus Atoje equals Saracens as well as Sebastian. They're back in the Gallagher Premiership, and I'm going to be covering that competition as well. Anyone who wonders what competition we cover on this channel, we have got a whole heap of them. We're going to be covering the Rugby Championship, the United Rugby Championship, the rest of the Currie Cup, the Bunnings NBC here in New Zealand, the top 14, and also the Gallagher Premiership, alongside other international rugby fixtures that we are going to get to see. The likes of All Blacks taking on Wales, South Africa are going to be taking on Wales as well, and also Fiji and the Wallabies. We have also got the best chat. I enjoy spending time with you as well, with the Kieran and the Billy emoji from Katie Dixon. And I think that is why I absolutely love this so much, is because of the fact that you guys in the chat all just get along pretty much overall. Like, there's a little bit of banter every once in a while where you guys are going back and forth, but overall you guys seem to get along very well, and it just makes these so much more enjoyable because we are just able to chat and also just watch a bit of rugby. But yeah, anyone who is new, be sure to hit that subscribe button. Also, be sure to leave a like on this live stream if you haven't already. It's hugely appreciated. And we are going to be back tomorrow, like I mentioned. And I am going to quickly, while I am in it, you guys can't see my screen at this stage, I don't believe. I'm going to have a quick look, because I learnt that the headset that I was looking at, which I think I have kept you guys informed of, I mentioned that I had a few adapters that I would need to get alongside it, but I think it ships in about 2 or 3 weeks if I was to purchase it. So it's going to be a little while, but hopefully by that All Blacks versus South Africa game, I might have a new headset that sounds a little bit smoother. Thanks so much. Stay awesome, mate. See you tomorrow as well, says Achilles. We will see you a bit later on, mate. And Achilles, you should pop into Guru House, bang his door down. That'd be hilarious as well, says Barragan. And thanks all, says Russell as well. So I don't think they have released any big stats in terms of the player stats so far for this match. Me and you, Achilles, as well, says Barry Green. At this stage, I do know that there were a lot of penalties between these two sides in this match, and unfortunately for them, just ended up going against them in this match, the Western Province, in the first half. And then in the second half, it was going the way of the Bulls as well. Yeah, apparently the most meters carried in this match was 37 meters for Edouard Fundamuva, and he was able to get 3 tries in this one. Is the All Blacks game tonight? Not tonight. It will be tomorrow instead. It is 6 p.m. on Sunday that they are going to be having this game between the All Blacks and the Wallabies. So it's a little bit confusing, because normally, of course, it would be a Saturday game, but because of the NRL finals, they have decided to delay it a little bit more, and that is why it is going to be on Sunday. And next week's game between New Zealand and Argentina, and also the Springboks and the Wallabies, will also be on a Sunday for that one as well. But yeah, we will look at doing some sort of video based around the Wallabies All Blacks game, whether that is me playing George on Rugby Challenge, or whether that is a preview of some sort that we will be hopefully filming when I do wake up at around 5 p.m. possibly, hopefully. We'll see how we go. We have got there. We get on well, but wait until we cover the Munster versus Leinster game. It'll all kick off like hell as well, says Sebastian. I did actually mention, now that I remember, I did mention that I was going to see exactly who all of the South African sides were playing in the opening round of the United Rugby Championship, because that is only a couple of weeks away, ladies and gentlemen. It is going to be coming back, or coming for the first time, GTA stream or Rugby Challenge stream tonight as well, says Kyle. I am pretty keen to do a gaming live stream perhaps, because we have been pumping out a few of those on the Kiwi Lads gaming channel. What I will do as well, for you guys who aren't aware, we do have a gaming channel. It is very small at this stage, and we started posting relatively consistently. It is similar to these rugby watch along live streams, but we kind of just chill out and all just talk all things GTA or the game that we're playing, and also a bit of rugby. So that is a link to the channel if you guys do want to hit that subscribe button. We have done a few live streams recently with myself, George, Isaac, and Daniel, all of the Kiwi Lads. We have been on there, and yeah, hopefully you guys have been enjoying those live streams that we have done so far. And okay, so it's going to be Zebra taking on the Lions in the first game of the whole United Rugby Championship. That's on the 25th of September. That's the same weekend as the big match between the All Blacks and the Springboks. Then you've got Benetton taking on the Stormers, Leinster taking on the Bulls, Munster taking on the Sharks. Boy, that's going to be a good round. Please, can you do a post-match with Guru as well, says Peregrine. I haven't actually heard from the Rugby Guru in a wee while. I think the last time we were scheduled to do a post-match review, but we didn't actually end up getting to do it, unfortunately. I sent him a message after quite a few of the live streams that we have been doing for the Currie Cup and whatnot, but I'm not sure whether or not he is online at the moment. Message him and see what happens as well, says Peregrine. And also GTA streams, I want to watch them live, these time zones as well, says Katie Dixon. Yeah, unfortunately, I think the worst time zone for those ones ends up in that situation of the US, because they are in the middle of the night. What I might do, Barry, is I might message him about the live stream tomorrow and do a post-match review there perhaps instead of this one, since we are sitting at 7 a.m. at the moment to support the Kiwi Lads Gaming Channel people. George is absolutely unhinged there as well. Yeah, he swears he eats M&Ms and he does all sorts on that live stream. And yes, I mean, we do a bit of BMXing. Is one of those things that we've done quite a bit, but that is the link to anyone who does want to subscribe to that Kiwi Lads Gaming Channel. That one night, I couldn't sleep. I watched you guys play GTA. It was so fun and hilarious, but I have to set an alarm as well, says Katie Dixon. Yeah, hopefully we make it so that it is a little bit more of an easy time for yourself as well, like maybe a Saturday afternoon live stream or something along those lines, so that it's not completely the middle of the night in the US. And how's your guys' lotto in New Zealand? Is it good, lol? As well, says Barry Green. I mean, it's interesting. I think it is. It's relatively popular, I think, but it's also like, I think the most that's been is like 40-something million, if I'm not wrong. But yeah, I couldn't guess numbers to save myself, to be fair. In terms of like score predictions, I'm terrible with. Like, I'm a little bit lucky in some regards in terms of being able to guess stuff, but just not score predictions. On your gaming channel, I do full game throw, as well, says Achilles. That is a good point. I could do possibly me and George taking each other on Rugby Challenge. We were going to do about a 40-minute match on that. So perhaps we could have it as a live stream rather than a video. We will see how we get on. That could be a bit of fun. And it will also be aggressive, or not aggressive, but it could be a little bit competitive, because George, when he concentrates, he goes very quiet. So I feel like the best way to do it is to have him on the screen as well, so you guys can see the concentrated face of him just sitting there like this. And he also eats his M&Ms during that live stream. He finished off about a bag and a half on the one yesterday, I think. We have got the Kieran emojis, says Sebastian as well. He is here with us for this live stream. He's very flat, though. I need to pump him up a little bit, Kieran, there. And you should, bro, as well, says Achilles. So maybe that could be an option. We did a bit of sevens a while ago on that Rugby Challenge, or on that Kiwi Lads Gaming channel. But yeah, at this stage, I think we are close to the end of this live stream. I love the Kiwi Lads scoreboard because it doesn't overshadow Kieran. As well, says Sebastian, that is a good point. He does get a little bit more attention there. I'm thinking about trying to make him go a little bit higher, like so that he sits about there so you guys can see the All Blacks logo, because a lot of people just think he's a giant inflatable doll at the stage that I do have. You must do a subs fans team, make the team with the subs names and create their own stats. Kind of like I believe the Rugby Guru has done that for the why don't you become member Achilles on Kiwi Lads, as well, says Barry Green. But I think that's kind of like that. I can't remember, the Guru Vipers, I believe the Rugby Guru has for that one. That would be kind of cool to do, because I have got a couple ideas around Rugby Challenge, and I want to post more videos on Rugby Challenge in the future. It has just been with that much rugby, we've kind of had to push it aside, but I am hoping to bring it back very soon as well. And I love the Kiwi Lads scoreboard. And also we have got there, Kieran ate all my green beans too, as well, says Katie Dixon. I haven't had an apple today, which is something that we were talking about on the other live stream. I am just continuously rambling. I feel like you guys have worked out that when it gets to this hour of the morning, I can just talk all day, probably literally, but I think I should end up probably having some sleep so that I'm not completely shattered for the live stream that we are going to be doing tomorrow night at 3 a.m. for the Griquas taking on the Sharks for the other semi-final match of the Currie Cup. I am just going to quickly one more check here to see whether or not have they updated the running stats. No, they have not, unfortunately, so we don't quite get to see it, unfortunately, but it was the man of the match was Ruan Nokia in the number 7 jersey. That's not his number. The number 5 jersey played very well in this matchup, making a lot of tackles. 2 turnovers, 1 as well. And he was able to have a few carries of the ball. Yes, Guru Vipers, says Achilles. So I guess it could be something to look at in the future, because I'd also like to start up another career mode, because I haven't done one of those since like when the game really first came out, other than our financial takeover we kind of did. Please do Guru Vipers versus Kiwi Lads and Rugby Challenge 4 as well, says Barry Green. So I would have to do it on PC if that was the case, so that we could do cross-platform or kind of on the same platform, I should say, or else we would be on PS4 and Xbox One, which surprisingly they don't have cross-platform compatibility, sadly. But then saying that, they haven't really done too much recently on that game for Rugby Challenge. We have got big love, everyone. Same place tomorrow for the second semi-final bonfire as well. And Financial Takeover Series is so funny. I need to bring that back. We have actually got one more episode recorded that hasn't gone up yet, or 2 episodes actually. So I need to get those back up and running as well very soon. Yeah, I want to do more Rugby Challenge series. Like once we end up in the situation of George being able to come back around when we drop alert levels, I want to get right back in to filming some more gaming videos. It's light outside. I've just realized the day is starting and my day is ending, I guess you could say, because of the fact I am about to head to bed after this live stream. We have also got Have a Good One, Mate, as well. Says it was Katie, and also no bad performance from the Western Province. They did well to fight back as much as they did. Like in this match, it seemed like from the get-go, like I'll quickly look at some of the match stats. It was all of a sudden it was just going all the way of the Bulls. Like looking at this penalty goal in the first minute for Johan Husson, then from there the try for Cornell Hendricks, try for Johan Husson. That was all in the first 10 minutes. So they were sitting 17-0 up after a very short amount of time. Edward van der Merwe then scoring the try to get the Western Province back into the match just a little bit. But then Arnold Botha 3 minutes later scores another one. Diamani for the Western Province. Then it was the try for Lionel Mapo. And then also the try for Marcel Kurtze at the end of the first half. Then Edward van der Merwe scoring twice in that second half. And also a try for Cornell Hendricks and Andre Hugo Fenta as well. And we have got there Dua Springbok versus New Zealand PC versus PC. 80 minutes live game. I promise you the subs will love it as well. Says Achilles. That would actually be pretty cool to be able to do so, because I know that me and George, we're looking at doing the Wallabies versus the All Blacks. But of course, I guess, yeah, whether or not the Rugby Challenge service can handle an 80-minute game is probably a completely different story, because I know even if you're sitting like side by side or you live just around the block, sometimes the connection is pretty rough as well. But we will have to wait and see. The sun is shining, the tank is clean as well, says Katie Dixon. And while you do it, we chat and talk rugby and random stuff as well, says Achilles. And also we have got cheers right back at you with the Billy, the Kieran, and the George emoji. We've got 3 faces at this stage. Maybe I need to bring in myself as well for one of those ones. But yeah, it actually looks, it's supposed to be kind of warm today. It's currently sitting, it's sitting 0 degrees Celsius at the moment at 7 a.m. But that's going to change, surely. Surely we're going to get a little bit more warmth coming throughout. I'm just seeing whether or not, we are actually still sitting 0 degrees Celsius with straight 0. But it's supposed to be about 15 degrees today. So hopefully that will be the case. Well, let's try it, mate, as well, says Achilles. So I will try a game. Me and George are planning on recording tomorrow, hopefully, or today, I guess it is, with the Wallabies All Blacks. So we'll see how the connection goes with us from 2 different locations in the same town and see how it goes. And hopefully it does work well, and we will be able to get something going for that Springbok versus All Black game, because I have a few other ideas that I'm keen on doing for Rugby Challenge and also just general rugby videos coming up very soon. And 9:08 in South Africa at the moment, says Barra Green. So it is almost time for the sleep over there in South Africa, and I'm going to be sleeping as well because of the fact that I am currently probably sleep deprived, I would think, at this stage from staying up to watch this game. I got about 2 hours sleep beforehand, though, so that probably helps me not need to sleep for the whole day today. We will see how we go, but nonetheless, I do thank you all very much for tuning in. Anyone who is just tuning in now, the score at the end of this one, 48 to the Bulls, 31 to the Western Province. So now, tomorrow, it is going to be the situation of the Bulls. No, it's not. That's a lie. It is going to be the situation of the Sharks taking on the Griquas. Whoever wins that game will make their way to the final to face the Bulls next week. Sorry if I wasn't paying attention, but when is the next GTA live stream? So says Katie Dixon. It's a good question. If it isn't tomorrow, it will be It will probably be Monday or Tuesday. Monday or Tuesday. We want to do one with the new car DLC type thing that has come out with the auto shop. We want to do a few missions because we did fail the last mission that we did of that one. So we want to get that one done before the double money does run out. So that will probably be Monday or Tuesday, but we're hoping to do probably, I would say, 1 to 3 streams a week on that Kiwi Lads gaming channel. We're slowly growing it. So if you haven't already, be sure to hit that subscribe button. If you are keen on gaming, that is, because we are going to be posting GTA. Also, a few other games are coming out very soon. Maybe even get a farming simulator career mode. Who knows? The possibilities are endless in that regard. But yeah, if you haven't already, be sure to hit that subscribe button on that channel. And also on this channel here if you are new, and also be sure to leave a like. But nonetheless, thank you all very much for tuning in. I will see you all tomorrow for the match between the Sharks and the Griquas, kicking off at 5 p.m. South African time, 3 a.m. New Zealand time as well. Nice thank you as well, says Katie Dixon, and also with the Kieran, the Ball, and the Kieran, the Billy, the George, and the 10 as well. Please put a link. Please put a link for the Kiwi Lads Gaming channel, says Barry Green. There we go. That one that is coming through right now from itself is the link to that Kiwi Lads Gaming channel. We will be posting a couple more videos, hopefully this week, on it. Link above you, mate. As well, says Achilles. Yeah, nonetheless, thank you all very much for tuning in. Hope you did enjoy the match. And we will be back tomorrow with another live stream, and also the match between the Wallabies and the All Blacks, and a little bit of the top 14. We will get to see some South African players, some New Zealand players, Australian players, and French players all going at it for a few more matches we have got. Thank you very much. Have a good one all as well, says Katie Dixon. We will see you later, and see you, Achilles, says Barry Green as well. But thank you all very much for tuning in, and I will see you all in the next one.